Hello.
Is it going?
It's going. We can see ourselves. That's the first.
That's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
Oh, you want to see
You should also pop the chat out so we can see that as well.
I'll do that quick.
Don't you have to do that in a different browser?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
We didn't even get a chance to tweet. Well, I didn't get a chance to quote retweet you.
I tweeted it.
Why is
tweeted it
Bing
9
your
minutes
home,
ago.
Your home search.
I don't use Internet Explorer except for the chat.
Yeah, we pop out the chat so we can zoom in.
Jesus Christ.
Because if you zoom in on Google Chrome, it'll zoom in on both things. It was like a weird thing.
Well,
Not that I need it.
Oh shit! Welcome to Creature Talk.
Jordan
turned the camera on.
Yeah.
And it's already recording. We didn't get a chance to like do anything like
talk or. Well, there are no topics this week.
I had some topics on my phone.
Well,
actually.
I told Jordan I was like Tron 3, and he was like, no, we're not talking about that. It's just
that's what I was doing in there. I was looking up topics.
Just Machinima talk.
And then he's just like, "What are you doing?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "I got topics." He's like, "No,
Yeah.
no topics."
I should probably tweet that we're live. Creature Talk tweeted that we're live.
Yeah. Well, if you tweet,
Or
I can
creatures.
quote retweet.
Okay.
So
Here we go, Alex. I'm going to tweet.
I'll get ready for it.
Creature Talk is live. Live. Wish I had a little picture to tweet along with it. I usually like doing
so
that.
broken.
You ever do that where you tweet something and then you add a picture to it so it like pops out on the Twitter
Yeah.
timeline? I do that a fair bit. I've been laying off. It was to the point where all of my tweets had that picture in there.
Pictures.
And I was just like, I probably should stop doing that. It might be annoying.
I feel you.
But I also retweet a lot, so.
I'm trying to think of something that would be a good
Pre-show.
Well, I guess pre-show is the word I'm looking for.
Introductory show
Introductory show.
of the pre-ness.
Well, if we do it before Jordan comes in, is it technically?
That's the pre-Jordan show.
So this is the pre-Jordan show.
Mm-hmm.
If we do the intro and we're like, oh, hey everyone, welcome to Creature, and Jordan comes in, will he just be coming in during it, or will he have to redo the intro?
I think you'd have to redo the intro.
Shit.
Or we'd have to redo the intro. I don't really know.
Nexism has subscribed for 36 months in a row.
Holy shit.
That's
What have you been watching in the last few months? Creature Talks.
That's like 2 years and 10 months.
Is this like askew? There's like less on my side and more on your side? The camera has not been...
That's fisheye is what it is. It's fisheye lens. Hi everyone, welcome to the Alex Show. Today we'll have lots of live guests. Lots of great topics we have. Big announcements, big topics. It's 3 years, 36 months. 12 plus 12 is 20. Yeah, that's about 3 years. That's actually exactly 3
36
years.
months? Wait, was that really a 36-month subscriber?
Yeah.
Is that possible? Have we been doing it that
3
long?
years, but
No, that's not possible.
listen, all right? Listen.
It's 20 months.
Listen.
Oh, 32 months. 32 months.
Okay, just because you guys, I know 2 languages, so fuck your math, all right? Math is different from where I'm from. We use meters there.
Yeah.
So
it's
totally different.
Yeah,
Totally
that
different.
guy's been subscribed.
It's really a
Bebop
culture thing.
has been subscribed since the beginning.
So hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. I went through and turned every single thermostat in here down to like 68 this morning.
Why?
It was chilly when I was walking here. My jacket was also wet from it raining last night. So I was really like chilled when I came in, and I wanted to stay cold because it felt too warm when I came in here.
That's like a really weird.
Yeah. I like being cold.
So you had like a cold jacket and you wanted to turn it down.
Well, I came in cold and I felt uncomfortable being hot.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's my northern
I have
blood.
like the heater in my office.
Yeah.
And I'll turn it on and I'll get too hot and I turn it off and cool down. Like I like to influx my
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I figured setting it to 68.
Energy efficient. You can
Yeah, I turn it on and then turn it down.
influx my office.
Well, like when I sleep, because I leave my fan on and sometimes like my window open in my bedroom and close the door. So when I come in, it's really cold. And then I close the door and, turn off the fan. I climb in my bed sheets and it gets really hot. So then I get out of bed and turn back the fan on until it's really cold. And so I just play around with that because I never have a settled peak of I like this temperature. You know what I mean? Like when I get out of the shower, I have a portable heater that's already on, and so I stand in front of it because it's
It's attached to a Roomba, so it just follows you around.
right. That's kind of what I need. It's just something that I can attach to myself. If I wear like a coat and inside the coat it's like attached space heaters, like something like that, I might start working on.
Some sort of weird metal foil that'll carry the heat.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because they have the foil jackets and stuff. But maybe if it's like, you know how you have hand warmers? Maybe if I stuff like 1,000 of those in
Those
each.
are one-time use, though.
Yeah,
Those
so
only
it'll be
last
a
for like 4
one-time
hours.
use
Also,
coat.
energy inefficient.
Ew, look at that monitor. So dark.
It is pretty dark. But
Oh, man. Well,
how
It's
many
Earth
TVs?
Day.
How many TVs do we have in this office at this point now?
Hey, was there
Monitors
a
or
holiday last
TVs?
night?
TVs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6?
6 TVs.
Yeah.
Never knew we would need that many TVs
7.
in
Creech
this,
Talk Room, too.
in this
Shirt's so
run.
wrinkled. It's not even-
7 or 8. How about the new ones?
I counted the new one
Okay.
in the other room.
Man, we have so many
I
TVs.
took it out of the
Wait, I
dryer.
got 2 in there. So, yeah, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9.
Because we have the
Because
one on
the
the
mounted
wall.
one, yeah. Oh,
The
man.
one on top.
Yeah,
of the
we're
thing,
up there
the
near
other-
10.
Yeah,
We're
we
up there
came
near
in
10.
to this office with 2 TVs.
Came in here with 1 TV.
No, we had the 2.
What was the other one?
We had one. Well, okay, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, it was
yeah.
2 because the one that we mounted in there we'd had forever.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just never used it because
Yep.
we were too lazy.
That was the one that laid on the ground because it didn't have the base.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody threw the base away because they wanted.
Like it was
Walmart.
Why are you
James.
guys fucking talking about this right now?
Because this is important topics. I don't even know what the TV
I
thing
asked
was
you
about.
if there was a holiday yesterday.
I had asked him pre.
I was already in
requisiting
my
your question.
train of thought was already
Yeah.
steaming forward,
He-
and they were throwing
he
coals
engaged
into
my
the fire.
question before.
No, I know. I
he-
tried
And
to
the
derail
things
it.
were turning
I tried
like
to
on the
derail
Yesterday was a
train.
holiday.
I don't know. There's fireworks.
There was fireworks.
Yeah.
I think that's just because it's Colorado.
Okay, I get.
I
You
just
don't
had
have to act out.
had
the
to
whole-
drive the point home. You know, I don't like the seat very much.
Yeah, but did you ever?
you ever had crack cocaine before?
Was there a holiday last night? I
have
will
no
ask
idea.
a third
Hold
time.
on, wait. Okay, so May 29th. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not. Hold on.
Friday night.
Holidays. Wait, let me just Google holidays.
I don't think so.
No,
If it was, it wasn't anything.
It was
that,
There was no more Tron Day.
it was coincidentally a good amount of fireworks that I drove by on my way home.
I
That
guess
was-
so.
that was just
I mean, it was
recreational.
Memorial Day on
Somebody
Monday.
had firecrackers outside.
We need to get. I saw some firecrackers at Target. I need to bring some in, and we need to do a prank where we just light them up. And under
I was gonna
somebody.
open my window and say, "Hey, what's going on out there, you kids?" But
Let's
Tends
see
to
here.
happen.
May. What was yesterday? May 30th? No. Today's Trinity.
You can
no,
really
no,
see my.
Tomorrow's Trinity Sunday.
You can really see my tan lines on this dark TV.
Yeah. 25th, Monday, was Memorial Day, but it was also National Missing Children's Day.
There's a day for that.
Wit Monday. Is that supposed to be white? No, it says Wit. Wit Monday. The day before was Shavuot. It's a Jewish holiday.
I don't think that's how you say it. Then
Shavuot. 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 Any Jewish people who understand what I'm saying?
that's
It occurs on the 6th day of the month of Sivan in the Jewish calendar.
all right.
Graduation.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it kinda
say
makes sense.
graduate.
Like
Yeah,
it could be
yeah,
a
yeah,
graduation.
yeah,
thing. Like I know there's a
graduation.
lot of
Yeah.
graduation parties
There you
recently,
go.
so
Yeah, that makes more sense. I'll
Why
stick
are,
to that.
why are there so many Jefferson Davis birthdays? Who's Jefferson Davis? There's a bunch of holidays in May, June, and it just says Jefferson Davis birthday.
you know Jefferson Davis. You got to celebrate his birthday.
Also known as Jefferson Davis Day, commemorates the birthday of Jefferson Davis, a Confederate leader during the American Civil War in the 1860s.
Go Confederates! You
It's
know?
a state holiday in Alabama on the first Monday of June each year. God damn it, Alabama!
Well, more importantly, for the first day of June, it's James's birthday.
Why is that more important?
It's more important.
The first day of June.
His birthday's on Monday.
I think so. Yeah.
Is it June 1st?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure is.
I remember
I'll
your
always
birthday,
remember
'cause
James' birthday because I missed it so
you
many
al-
times.
You always miss it.
I missed it, and he'd give me such a hard time.
That's like a bad thing too. Like,
I never said it was good.
Are we
Yeah.
doing anything for that?
Huh?
Has he said if we're doing
Yeah, he's requested to dine since Spencer got the melting pot. I did Radizio's. He wants something more high horse than both of those combined.
Oh,
So I need to do some research on a
thought he was
swanky
going to say
restaurant.
Buka.
I don't want to go to fucking a high horse restaurant with James, dude. No, like real talk. Like I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be that asshole that dressed up for a nice dinner and I have to sit next to
and then-
James with his fucking full like
I'll tell him.
Walmart outfit and like beanie, as the waiter is like wearing a fucking tuxedo. Like I'm not about to do that.
I'll tell him that he does have.
That's so bad.
I don't think I've
that
made-
even hit the light
I know.
too, and the light just got skewed.
I haven't.
I'll tell him he can go to a fancy
Made
place,
one,
but
yeah.
he has
I'm
to
not
at least
saying you
wear
have to
his
dress
jacket. He has
like
to, has to
super
at least
fancy,
wear his
but
jacket.
like everyone has a shirt that they wear, like to a wedding, to like maybe a funeral, to
I have like a
your
tennis
grandmother's
shirt.
birthday, Sunday dinner, Christmas. Everyone has those shirts.
I
You're
had
gonna
my- I
have
had
one
my
of those.
tennis shirt.
Just one shirt.
Like when
you know?
when we went to
One shirt
Stephanie's
for all
like
occasions.
Easter thing. Like I had my
Yeah.
tennis shirt. You had your nice but. Oh, I'm sure you have a lot of those nice
I have a
button-down
couple of those
shirts.
because I was like, you know, there was
Dex,
a sale
of
on
course,
Old Navy.
wore what he usually wears.
Dex, yeah.
You're as cold as ice. Doo
Yeah,
doo doo.
I gotta get some new dress clothes for occasions like this. No, I'll tell him.
For
I'll
occasions like this.
going
is
to a
an
fancy
occasion.
restaurant. Not so much James's birthday. I would never
June
dress up for
11th?
James' birthday.
Chat freeze because I think I haven't seen it
Maybe.
move at all.
Thursday,
Except for
June
us,
11th is Kamehameha Day.
Yeah, see you
In
going over
Hawaii.
there. Well, let me go and refresh our good old friend Internet Explorer.
So that's what
Ramadan
happens when you
starts
use
on
Internet
June 18th.
Explorer.
Juneteenth starts on June 19th. Local observance. I want to see just Colorado holidays. How do I sort by that?
Colorado holidays.
Yeah, they have days.
Every time it turns 420, it's a Colorado holiday.
Hi-oh. But it's not just Colorado. Colorado Day. What day do you think Colorado Day is?
420.
There is specifically a Colorado
I would
Day.
assume it's in summer.
Jordan, you just shook the TV.
What is
I
somewhere
would
in
assume
Colorado
it's a
anyway?
summer.
Kind of.
September 31st.
That's a few days after my birthday. Alex, would you like to take a guess?
April 17th.
So we already missed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You were both wrong.
Well, I'd assume that.
Colorado Day is observed August 1st.
Yeah, someone just said in the chat, August 1st.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's the annual observance that commemorates the state's birthday on August 1st, 1876.
Oh.
So America had been, a thing for 100 years before Colorado even.
Well,
became
Colorado's so
Colorado.
far out west
That's true.
and so far inland that,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, who'd want to live out here during that time?
a lot of people.
Lots of Indians
Gold.
running around.
There's, a lot of Native Americans, but a lot of gold.
Indians, you mean? So where are we at with this creature talk?
We really need to get an intro done up.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting.
I've wanted to do a video intro for a while, but I don't know if we're at that capability yet.
Yeah, we could do that. Kinda.
Yeah, see, that's what I
Could
meant
figure
by
it out.
I'm not sure if we're at that capability yet. Do. Anyway,
So right now we're waiting on Dex. We'll start without him, but Dex is currently not here because he is finishing a video that's going to be
Then
going
why am
up
I
today.
here if Dex isn't here?
Because Alexander.
why are any of us here? Wait.
That's his walk. He has a
Wait.
very harsh walk
Like
that
a
you can.
stompy walk.
Yeah, it's very stompy.
You know when he gets here because he yells the second he gets in the lobby.
All right, lads.
All right, boys.
No, wait, you can hear him in the bathroom too.
Yeah.
There's a very distinct sound to his shoes on the tiles.
Yeah, it sounds like a woman's walking up.
What are you doing right now? What are we doing right now?
The last thing I see in
welcome
my
to
chat
Creech
is-
Talk,
Yeah.
episode 131. We're getting up there. We're getting up there in episodes. It's been quite the run so far. But today, I gathered a specific few people because last week we started on the topics of reminiscing in the old Machinima creation days. Pretty much how everyone here at this table got started. And so there's just a whole bunch to talk about. We were not able to get around, however, to our being able to watch some of the old ones this past week because there's quite a bit going on. Because we wanted to sit down and watch.
I don't want to see your guys' shit. It's probably bad.
I watched some today, actually. I looked up that E3 is in danger one. Wasn't that great?
Did you do that or was
No,
that
you,
me?
you did that.
Oh no, that's pretty bad. Those are like really
No,
bad.
it wasn't terrible.
You don't even remember what you did? Like, did you do that?
Well, I'm pretty sure I worked with him on it.
Yeah.
He did like the voices and stuff, so I couldn't remember.
Well, I did
if,
a
like-
voice. I was the E3 is in danger.
Yeah, and James is there too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's going
No,
on?
well, he's like, hey guys, are you going to E3 too?
He was the hobo with the
Yeah.
vomit.
He was
all
top.
that.
He was Top's
Yeah.
character model.
And who was the? Oh, it was me. That was the main character.
You were the other guy.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Your father was E3.
Your
or your-
father.
Is E3 my father's E3? No, your father's in danger. But I thought you said my father's E3. Your father is in danger at E3. It was just, it was stupid.
So if you like to look at that, it's what is the name of that, Daniel? Can
Oh,
you look
God,
it up
I
really
don't-
quick? We should probably just make a list to give to Aaron so that like we can give them a link to all the stuff we referenced during this.
Everybody
no-
stop talking while
Pull
I
up a
do this,
notepad
please.
file.
No, it's
and-
fine.
and
I
do that.
I really don't have anything to talk about.
I thought you said you did.
Not until Dex gets here.
What do you mean?
That was called E3 2011 Machinima coverage, Kutra Minecraft E3 skit.
Kutra Minecraft E3 skit. What? Kutra Minecraft 2013 E3 skit, funny laughs, comedy
2011.
machinima.
2011.
2011.
That was 4
Major
years ago.
humor,
Granny.
like for subs, box for box.
Enjoyed this
What?
video? Click the like button and subscribe to.
Subscribe to
Yeah, can you
Spartacus
start making a list
SVD.
like a notepad of links of the stuff we talk about,
Sure.
just so I can give that to Aaron.
I
He
don't
asked
know,
me.
I don't know how to
before, he's
find
like,
Notepad on here. I'll make an email.
Oh, man! Oh, it freaked me
Why
out.
why is the TV not muted?
I don't
Is
know.
that the clicker?
I might have bumped it when I was writing Creech.
Nah, here, I'll just-
still
I'll-
kind of see the grease marks from the
Yeah,
pen
I can. I
used.
can see it. I just muted the thing. Should
Well.
be good now.
But Aaron attacked me in the hall and told me that if I didn't get him links, that he would hurt me. So
I'll create a
he's-
Google
How's
Docs.
Aaron
or
gonna
something.
hurt you?
I don't know. He's pretty,
How do you?
pretty
I don't
crafty.
even know how to make a text thing on here.
He is pretty crafty. He does some crafty stuff. He likes to ninja around when I'm recording, and he'll like walk in and like do some shit in my office. I can't really stop him because I'm recording, so I
Yeah,
just witness it.
He's pretty good at that kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
Notepad.
But yeah, so we'll get a nice link list going for you guys. But in the meantime, you feel free to look stuff up and pull them up to watch later at a later time because you don't want to be watching it while we're talking. That would be terrible. But like I said, we'll be talking about Machinima stuff. Dex was around in those times, so we'll wait for him to talk about some of the.
he was around in those times, Jordan. You are correct.
Yes, exactly.
He was around.
Now
Wasn't really in it.
he had a
He wasn't
different.
He wasn't really.
He wasn't really involved with us too much.
Not really. No,
Yeah.
it was a different.
He had a
that's what we
separate
can
experience.
making
explain.
shit up at this point.
Yeah.
But
We could talk about a couple random topics while we're waiting for him, though, like
Sure.
Tron 3 being canceled.
Wait, you actually do want to hit topics now? I already mentioned it.
yeah,
before.
we talked about it earlier. How you didn't want to do topics.
I wanted to do topics. Where'd you get that?
I mean, you told me something like that, and I mean, pretty sure Dan heard something like that. So I mean, you got two sources here. They can both verify that that type of information did come out of your mouth. That's crazy. I mean, I'd want to see what's his name?
Tron.
Not Tron.
Garrett Hedlund.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis
Quaid was in that?
and Mike Birbiglia.
Who are these people?
Well,
Dan.
Mike Birbiglia is a comic,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
on Louis C.K.'s show.
Was he on that show?
I
I
have no idea. I don't know what
Isn't
you're
Mike
talking about
Birbiglia
right
a
now.
comic?
Yeah, he is a
Stand-up
comic.
comic. Yeah,
I don't know if he was on that show though.
I'm pretty sure.
So you're saying he was
I
gonna
could-
be
I
in
could
Tron.
wrong.
He was gonna be in Tron. and
Oh, maybe he wasn't.
I'm trying to think of the other guy. Who was the well, anyway. Great. It was going to be great. Ron Perlman, right?
Ron
Yeah.
Perlman.
Yeah.
That's right. Man, I would die if Ron Perlman was in Tron, along with Jeff Bridges.
Ron
Jeff
Perlman.
Bridges wasn't in Tron.
Huh?
Jeff Bridges wasn't in Tron.
He
No,
was.
so
Oh,
you
you're
stop
thinking
being-
of Big Lebowski.
Yeah, Ron Perlman was in that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought Tron was a good movie, and Tron Legacy was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Tron 3 isn't even being made,
Still got 2 Tron movies with Ron Perlman.
well, the thing is,
I was just looking forward to Dennis
I don't even
Quaid
know why
as
they
well.
would call it a third movie. Like the first one is like, maybe 20 years from now there'll be a third movie. And
Yeah,
that would
every
kinda
20
make
years they
sense.
make a Tron movie.
they,
That would
they
make
keep
sense.
rebooting it. Well,
Well, I think what would music even be like then? Because in the second one,
At
they
that
had,
point,
like,
the uploaded consciousness of Daft Punk will do the
Yeah.
the soundtrack for
it's
that
gonna be like binaural waves at that point.
one. It was actually 28 years between movies.
28 years. Wow.
1982
That's a
to
good chunk of
2010.
time right there.
We got a good amount of time.
It's only been 5 years since Tron Legacy, so I mean,
We got 23 more years to wait before the next one, I guess.
Good math, Jordan.
The thing is, stupid Disney. That's the second thing that they've canned that I love.
Doesn't
What's
Disney,
the other
like,
thing?
own you?
LucasArts.
they're bringing back Star Wars. It makes up for all that.
No, it doesn't.
Like you're under the House of Mouse. Like you're
I'm not. Kind of.
no, like you are.
Under the House of Mouse.
Yeah,
Alex can say that safely.
I'm not owned by them.
yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Partner.
are.
No, contracted.
Okay, they own you.
No.
Yes.
No.
There's no one else that would take you. They own you.
Well, if you put it like that,
Alex
it
is
sounds real
referring
bad.
to Polaris, which is owned by Maker, which is owned by Disney.
Absolutely.
Polaris isn't even really a separate thing. It's just still Maker.
Okay, well,
They just
Maker
call it
that's
something
owned.
different.
Yeah, they have a
The
branch.
gaming brand.
Well, they have a branch specifically specified
Yeah.
too, but it's under
It's
the
still
same
all
Maker
Maker.
thing.
which is owned by Disney.
Which Alex, you're still with Machinima, correct?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So you're under Warner Brothers then, pretty much.
Warner Brothers classics.
Hey, Warner Brothers is one of my favorite
Batman.
studios. Batman, exactly.
Absolutely. Scribble Knots with Batman.
Mm.
Superheroes.
DC Scribblenauts.
DC
Yeah,
Scribblenauts.
yeah, saw that.
Disney Infinity, Marvel superheroes.
Ah, yeah, Disney Infinity. That one's a good one. Trying to think of what else. There's nothing really else, but
Yeah, they don't have that much stuff.
it's all general, really, when you think about it.
They're bringing Star Wars to that soon, with Clone Wars or whatever.
Well, that's great. Can't wait to see that.
I don't. What has this creature talk been so far?
Well, it's kind of a
We
pre-show
started, right?
waiting for Dex.
Wait, I thought we really started.
Well, we kind of started. I
we talked
welcome
about
people,
Tron.
and we
You
talked about
welcome
Tron.
people and you announced the number of the episode, and you said,
Wait.
"Well, this is still the pre-show."
Hold on.
This is kind of. I
Wait.
didn't say that. What do you got here, Alex? What do you got for us?
There was a rumor
Uh huh.
not too long ago, a couple days ago,
Mm-hmm.
that Xbox was going to
Oh yeah.
buy exclusive rights to Silent Hills.
Do do do. Starring Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. He was in. I'm trying to remember.
Blade 2.
No.
The
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was. All right. So.
no. You're thinking Game of Thrones. He was in the Teen Wolf series.
Oh, the
I actually
original.
didn't
He
watch
played
that.
Teen Wolf.
I didn't watch that at
Yeah,
all.
he was
it
the
good?
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
It was okay. I mean, it's Norman Reedus, so
I was more of a Smallville fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think his little brother was in that.
I don't want to wait.
Jerry Reedus, he was in that.
His brother.
So there was a rumor, and then Phil Collins, the famous musician, also owns Xbox CEO. He dismissed the rumors. He said, "I don't know where you heard about that, but it's not true."
And
So-
then went doo 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 doo.
I can feel it.
He's a man of many talents.
Which led to speculation that it was actually happening because he started playing that song.
Yeah, but I mean, in truth, like that would have been cool, because obviously, Sony dropped it, canned it, or I mean, Konami in this case, right? And the fuck was that?
Hey, Dex, what?
Look what Aaron's saying in the thing.
Aaron's in the thing.
He said he's not allowed to leave his office.
Oh.
Back to work, Aaron.
So yeah, that was a thing.
I see a Nexus.
I guess it's still not happening. Not gonna happen 2015 Silent Hills, and also they took it off of the,
Just like Tron.
yeah, PlayStation Plus or PlayStation.
Is this just
Network.
the cancel talk where we just
Cancel
talk
talk.
about everything that's been canceled?
No,
and
I,
Because-
there are rumors that Arkham Knight's just gonna.
Did
get
you hear
canned
about the
before it
Red
even
Dead
comes out.
thing? The
What?
possible Red Dead thing?
What?
The studio that did Red Dead is hiring on a bunch of new people. They put a bunch of things out for like an open world like thing.
Well, Rockstar came out a couple years ago and said they intend on creating sequels to their big
I'm
franchises.
pretty sure we talked about this.
Yeah.
I know, I'm
last
just he was not here and he's the biggest fan of Red Dead.
yeah,
out of all
yeah,
of
I
us,
love-
so I
I
just
love
wanted
Red
to
Dead.
mention it. You
Did a
know,
playthrough on
just
my channel.
let them know.
I did
I
a
think
quarter
that-
of Undead Nightmare on my channel. And then
that
stopped
one
playing.
has
Yeah.
that one has Kevin
I mean, you sound like a
Costner.
pretty big fan as a
wait,
result
Because
of
Kevin
that.
Costner's in the new Red Dead, and he was in such films as, you know, Twister.
Precious.
Billy Boyd's
Twister.
gonna play Jack Marston.
Maybe.
He was in that X-Men Origins movie.
Yeah. So, Red Dead might happen someday.
What was that other thing you were looking at?
Mad Max, the game. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailers for it.
Ooh, I have. I had asked you.
The
and you
game?
hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I
but
just saw it recently. So
They have a breakdown. It's kind of like Rockstar's thing, where it's like, in this world, you can do blah blah blah.
There's a
and then-
Mad Max open world game.
It
Hot
looks,
diggity dog.
it
That
looks
sounds
good.
pretty
it's
amazing.
Not, well, it's in the universe, right? So it's not Fury.
yeah,
Road.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine. It's just
It's not super colorful either, like the movie is. But I
the
mean,
movie's
it's
super yellow.
Yeah,
I wish
super
it would
yellow,
add
super
some
blue.
type of because it kind of looks more.
They're still in development, so it could
Yeah,
it could change visually. But I mean,
I
they've
don't
been
know why I'm even complaining about that, but like it looks like so many other games. Like there's a lot of games that take place in the desert
Mhm.
and you're fighting dudes, and it's like
Yeah.
that type of like.
well, a lot of those games
Grim colors.
took inspiration from the original Mad Max films. So it's one of those things where it's like,
Well, I mean, Borderlands in a way kind of feels like it, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
and
So-
Fallout
Fallout.
as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I mean, if that has its own unique colors to it, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, just that'd be cool to see, I guess, because obviously the movie had that. But yeah, no, the game looks pretty cool. I mean, there's people that are speculating it because it's honestly like two different sides. It's like, yeah, it looks cool because of the open world and blah blah blah, its own thing, and then other people are like, well, it seems repetitive and the fighting seems repetitive. I
Yeah.
don't know. So we'll see, I guess, how it goes. But it looks cool.
Looks
You know,
good. It's,
I like
they've been in
the,
development for years.
I like the combat system. That looked pretty cool.
I can't remember specifically. Was it Batman-ish?
It's like Batman-ish.
Okay.
But that's a good one. Like that's not a
Yeah, yeah.
bad.
I mean, a lot of the
Batman
games
combat
since
system
Arkham
is really
Asylum
good.
have been copying Batman's system somewhat.
really
I
good
mean,
system.
Assassin's Creed practically adopted it full on, and then,
Yeah, which I hated. I was very disappointed
and
when
then
that happened.
Shadow of Mordor was Assassin's Creed and Batman combined.
Yep.
Ranger.
Ranger. Yeah, we never made that anyway.
Yeah, we didn't. That's a darn shame.
We saw the movie not too long ago.
Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It was really good.
I have not reached Skellige yet in The Witcher. I'm still in Velen.
How many hours are you in?
I calculated. I think I'm 16 hours.
16.
Yep, and and apparently it
trash.
takes 60 to get out of the first area.
It's kind of a baby. Why don't you play the game better?
Well, apparently everyone's pretty upset at me that I won't get better armor, but I just really like the look of the armor I have, and all the other armors make Geralt look like a plum.
See, that's the problem with third-person games. You know, in Skyrim, I didn't give a shit what I was wearing.
No, it's like seriously
Because
like,
I can't
the
see
armor-
it.
Like Geralt has this really cool armor he starts out with, and then all the armor you get is like knight armor. So it's big, huge chest plates, and it doesn't really fit what a Witcher should be wearing. So
Yeah.
I just finally switched, and like no one sees it, but I finally switched to something, and it's like but it's gonna help me out a little bit because
Yeah.
like I'm so late game, like not late game, but I'm
Late in the
far
game, switching.
late enough where you should probably be upgrading armor. There is an armor that people say I should get that I need to start looking for, which in the next session I do, I'm definitely going to start is there's Master Witcher armor of the Cat School of Witchers. There's a Cat School of Witchers.
I'm just picturing you like talking to me like as if I was on a date with you right now. and I'm like a female accomplice. I'm just like,
Who's just trying to absorb whatever the fuck he's saying.
you're like really into
I'm talking
it,
more
like,
so to the chat
trying to get
because
the
you
armor
guys have
from the
no
Witcher
idea.
cat school.
Well, now he
like,
feels
Witcher-
judged.
Oh, that's all right.
It's like that different.
I don't feel
perspective.
judged.
Just fucking
Yeah,
nerd.
Well, I'm gonna get
nerd.
the cat armor. I'm
You're
gonna
a
get the cat
nerd.
silver sword, the cat
If you were in
steel
school,
sword.
you'd be bullied.
Wow. Nerds rule the world.
I'd be bullying you, and then going home and playing Witcher 3.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's the type of guy I
Going
am.
home and playing Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's pretty fun though. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. It's
Playing
great.
Skyrim or something.
Skyrim is garbage compared to The Witcher 3. It really
Wow.
is, Dan. Like
It
compared to-
really is, Dan.
I'm sorry, but
I played a
like,
little bit of The Witcher 3.
You really
You
think
played-
it stands up to it that much? Like,
Wait,
you're gonna
He's
go
only,
on
he's only
record.
16 hours in.
You're gonna go on record saying Witcher 3 shits on Skyrim. I want that on record.
Huh?
I want that on record.
I like Witcher better than Skyrim.
Oh, okay, well that's stupid.
Yeah,
I'll
but you're
still
saying
play
it's
Skyrim.
you're saying Skyrim's garbage
I mean,
compared to
I would
Witcher
be
3.
disappointed.
I like Witcher better than Skyrim.
I
That's
would
two
be
completely
very
different things.
disappointed going back to Skyrim and playing.
It's like being like,
after I played Witcher
the
3.
Red
don't know, I've
Sox
gone
are
back to play
so
Skyrim,
much
so-
better than the Yankees.
Hold on, I'm going.
Really,
there.
you think so? No, I like the Red Sox. That's really what it comes down to. I just like them.
I'm trying to see how many
I
hours
stand
you
by
logged
what I
in
said.
Skyrim
I would just
real
say the
quick, Jordan.
combat system in Witcher is like kind of like what the fuck is going on.
It's pretty in depth.
Left bumper, everything slows down. You
Did you play
pick from your range of abilities, then you quickly use it for half a second, and it does like 2 damage. Meanwhile, you're rolling around at the speed of sound, waiting for your fucking action bar to fill up, but it doesn't because you're rolling around the whole time.
I like it. It's a fun little combat system that you got to get used to, and it really relies on the combination of techniques.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a combination of techniques.
because if you're able to use your signs just as well as you use your sword, just as well as you use your bombs.
What about the crossbow, Dan? What do you think of the crossbow?
Dan loves the crossbow.
Jesus. Well, yeah, that's up now, so I can actually talk about it. But what did that crossbow do? How does that crossbow work on regular enemies? Does it do any damage, or is
No,
it just
it's
the griffin that it sucks
mainly for
just parrying?
a parrying kind of thing, so it'll stop them in their tracks. It's kind of like the whole Bloodborne system, but mainly for flying enemies that you can
Knock
get them
down.
down. I think it maybe provides a little bit of a stun if you get certain cross.
Is there a
like
bow
there's
and arrow?
different kinds of bolts and stuff. I don't think so.
Oh man,
I don't
how
think he
could you
uses-
say Skyrim's better when there is no bow and arrow, or Skyrim's not better? And I'm not trying to compare either.
Because there's a cat school of witchers.
but there's cat people in.
I know. I've played as
Skyrim.
cat people. They couldn't climb trees. Like if they were real cats,
Well,
they'd
they
climb
could
trees.
if you got the tree climbing mod, Jordan.
tree climb.
Does have a point.
I gotta get mods.
Because you can't kill villagers in Witcher.
You can't kill them. Well, you can kill villagers.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, you can.
You
Yeah,
can't kill
oh, yeah.
children
In
in either
Witcher?
game.
Yeah.
Oh well,
You
that's
can
what
kill-
mods are for.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really want to kill children, Alex, in games.
I don't know.
It's not that I wanna kill
that little
children.
girl in Whiterun who's like, my mother works for blah 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 blah. I tried.
Is there a
boosting
mod
those
where you
kids
can?
every
Is there a
once
mod where you can specifically take care of that girl?
in a while. Just that girl? I came down with some disease. They just get the voice actress to do some lines. So you can do
That is
some-
true.
I'm
That person
dying.
has a point. Witcher 3 has Nibbles the cat. There's a little cat named Nibbles. Geralt just sat there and stared at it for a
Dark
few
Souls
seconds.
2 has a talking cat.
What?
Has a talking cat merchant.
Yes, traveler. What would you like?
That's
Would
a
you like
disease.
some of my moon sugar? It's drugs.
It sells you a ring that lets you fall without taking damage.
Speaking of falling and taking damage, nothing would have given me more joy than to see Dan fall off that ledge and actually die. Like
It's not in the actual cut of that hot seat. It's Jordan telling me to go around. He's like, go over there and get close to it.
I really wanted the thing to dislodge so Dan could legitimately beat it, and he walks
You listen
over.
to Jordan way too much in that.
It's hard not to when he's right next to me yelling, shoot him, Ned, shoot him, shoot him.
I
So-
mean, you were doing good without him.
I was doing all right without him. If he had just shut up for 5 seconds.
The griffin got lodged in the windmill, which kind of sucked. So the fact that
This is on our Witcher 3
he was
hot
just
seat,
kind of
by the
like
way.
stuck there. I was like, oh, there's got to be some way. There wasn't any way it was coming out. So he walked
it was
over,
lodged in there.
and you have to see it, but he fell down a cliff, and fall damage is super punishing in The Witcher.
And I had it on the hardest difficulty.
It's kind of annoying.
Well, if you double tap, jump, you can roll and
It's like
mitigate the
parkour.
fall.
If he doesn't parkour, he'll die.
So you can mitigate the fall damage when you hit the ground.
Well, it takes
Anyway.
a certain level of skill for you to not almost lose all half of your head.
Oh, it's pretty punishing, so you got to be careful. But Dan fell in. He must have had like less than 100 HP left. Probably even less than that. That was probably like in the single to low double digits.
You couldn't see the health bar anymore, so it was completely.
And I think
behind
he has
that.
about at that point he has about 4,000 health or something like that. So,
it was
that
pretty-
would have been
would've
amazing.
been
If I would have
interesting.
died, I would have been so pissed. I would have been so pissed.
Would you have quit?
Yeah, I was. Well, again, in that cut, you can't really tell that I was done. That was my last run. Like, I wasn't doing any more because I was starting to feel sick because of those drinks.
Because of the potions.
Like, all all
easy
that
Marshall again.
all that night and the next day, my stomach was just like
well,
gurgling.
no, it's like because of the potions and because of the potion. There's different
Martial inflections.
and exactly martial inflections.
yeah.
You know, this is a airplane marshal. You know, this is the airplane marshal, and
Where's Dex? Is this still like? What
I
is-
don't know. We can just keep on going here. I mean, we're talking about topics anyway, so
Let's
You
talk
know-
about some topics.
I was trying to think of some topics that I could talk to you guys about. I went to an IHOP the other day at 4 a.m. and our
I
waiter.
thought it was Denny's.
Well, I went to Denny's like 2 days ago, but IHOP like 3 or 4, I think.
Oh, so there was another excursion.
And at IHOP, our server, our waiter was really stoned out of his mind.
Mhm.
And a couple things that gave it off was
Well, it's
you know,
4 a.m. at IHOP, so
I mean, the fact that he looked stoned, smells stoned, and the fact that when we pulled in the parking lot, he was smoking a bowl right outside with the chef.
With the
To which, when we were sitting down to ask for orders, he was talking to us about how he wanted to go to Comic-Con and, what it's like in Denver Comic-Con for about 20 minutes before asking us what we actually want to eat. So, had a pretty interesting experience here in Colorado with that.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he didn't even hide it because he's like, all right, I'm going to put your guys' order in, and then I'm going to go and finish smoking my bowl and come back and serve you guys.
What IHOP was this?
This was, I guess, well, I don't want to really say.
Yeah,
but,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
somewhere around Denver.
Okay.
There's an IHOP.
There's a
that
Denver
if you,
Colorado.
if you visit it during the magical hour of 4 a.m.,
4:20 a.m.
4:20 a.m., you might find yourself. I was actually there with Aaron, too. So me and
There was
him both-
you
yeah,
and
me and him both experienced it.
Ridiculous said that Denver Comic-Con was amazing. James said it was kind of eh. He was saying it was a lot of the...
That's James.
Yeah,
again,
that is
like-
true. That is James going. Last year was all right. Like, this was my first year that I missed it. Like, since its beginning. We've been going every year. I don't know if you went
I went.
last year.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
briefly.
Oh, yeah, we ran into you. I've been there every year since, and then this year I was literally moving the days of the actual con, which sucked. But there's some people here. Can't remember who.
It's getting bigger,
Christopher
isn't
Lloyd
it?
was here,
It's getting bigger.
amongst other people. Yeah. Like, it's funny because I follow some celebrities on Twitter, and then somebody was like, one of the celebrities I follow was like, in Denver, where should I go? And I was like, oh yeah, Denver Comic Con. That makes sense. Apparently, somebody had, I guess, asked Chandler and Scott Wilson, who played Herschel
Scott.
on Walking Dead, Carl and Herschel. Like, I guess somebody asked them at a con if they remembered Herschel's Land. Both of them didn't. That Chandler's a lying sack of shit. He remembers that. He remembers, goddammit. There's no way he can't. God damn it,
He
Carl.
was young, Dan.
Carl.
right?
He was young.
young.
But not that he doesn't remember.
You and James were
but
just a bad influence.
he ignores my Skype messages.
You
Like,
and Ja-
not
you
that I
and
send
James-
them a lot,
You
but
and James
like,
were just a bad influence. Let's take it.
that's
His
probably what it
parents were
was.
probably
His
like,
dad was
you know
probably
what?
like, stop hanging out with
Chandler,
people."
I don't like these two. They're bad seeds. and you're a developing kid that doesn't need this kind of influence in your life. So get back to killing zombies.
It was just like he was a cool kid. I don't know why he just started.
He just wasn't into you, Dan. All right, get over it.
I mean, he told me that he was open to record more,
Yeah, no.
but he had a girlfriend at the
He
time.
was just being nice. Okay.
So that's
Just let
probably
him
what
go.
happened. It
Just
was a
let him
girl.
I
go.
think I saw him on Instagram or something with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, she like blonde, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't follow Chandler that closely.
I don't know. It's just they were like around the world and they were like taking pictures of themselves at different parts, and I'm like, what the fuck is this right now? It's like I'm with the love of my life, and he's like in her and with fucking like in Italy or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like
That kid.
I'd be lucky if I could like, if I'm 14, I could go bowling.
Yeah.
At
How old
night.
is he now? Isn't he like 16?
He's probably like 14, 15. Yeah, it was,
He
he's
should be
probably
about
like 14 or
16.
15. He wasn't. He was like 12 when we were.
Oh, he was
talking to
12.
him.
And he got, okay.
Because he was saying he was excited.
It's kind of
for when
weird.
Yeah.
You're
I
like-
know.
You guys are like 20-year-old dudes, and you're just like
He-
having some 12-year-old
he
like
was-
play video games with
I
you
think we
guys,
reached
like-
out to him.
like-
Yes.
As you're doing like a mature level commentary to it.
Well, one of the
that's what I
jokes
said.
was
Hey,
like James was
take
gonna
a look at my farm
like
there.
because Shane. James's Shane was like super into Carl, which was kind of weird, and like he knew it, and like Chandler went along with it. Like one of the jokes was like about like him like sucking his butt or something like that, and Chandler
And
made
you
that
wonder
joke
why.
or touching his butt or
I'm
something. I
telling you,
can't
his
remember.
parents like these
It was
bad
weird.
influence.
It was weird.
I get it now.
But what was I saying? I can't even remember now. Oh yeah, no, he was talking about how he was excited to be able to actually shoot guns because you can't. He was only using prop guns up to that point, because in Georgia, like the law was you can't hold a real gun if you're on set if you're under 13. So yeah.
Nope. I'm pretty sure we can hypothesis or conclude that his parents
Probably.
saw the content, were very scared, which I would be if I was a parent as well.
Kids find a way around those things, though. He could have kept in contact.
Dan, just get over him.
Yeah, you need to get
Chandler
over
was a
it, Dan.
cool kid. He was very polite when I met him.
He was very polite. He was a cool kid. He wanted to do a vlog with me and James.
He'll have a pretty good career.
We blew him off.
Like what's his face from Home Alone?
That's it right there. Wait, you said you blew him off for a vlog?
Not
That's
like,
what happened.
No. We told him if we had time, and we didn't. He,
That's always a
our
we
being
have
there
time.
and his break did not coincide together. He
fucked
gave us
up.
free pictures. He gave us free signed pictures. I
That's
still have
fucked
mine.
up.
It's a little crumpled up, but
You understand how favor for favor works? Him asking you for a vlog wasn't asking for your time. It was, hey, I've done this shit for you. Now you do this for me.
he sent us the
If I
video.
have some time.
He sent us the video of Scott saying, "Dan, James, get off my land." Well, after that, so
And he's like, after this, I'm not talking to these jerks.
he
I'll
also did the
fulfill my
lines.
side
He
of
also did the
bargain.
lines for the Herschel's Land finale as well. After that,
Probably
so.
was telling his parents, like, yeah, I sent them the video. I did some lines. They're like, Chandler, they're just using you. They're using you.
Did they
for
pay
your
you? His
fame."
dad's his manager, so it was like, did
Oh.
they pay you? Probably. He volunteered to do it on his own free will.
Well, I mean,
This is becoming more and more clear as we hear about this story.
Listen, he was 12 years old. He knew exactly what he was doing, all right? He was consenting to the fact that they could use his voice to make money on the internet.
Hey, I didn't post it when it was relevant. It took me like 7 months to actually finally do the Herschel's Land finale, so it's not like it was relevant when it went up. That's also another reason why it could have been.
My goodness.
What I miss? What I miss? What have I missed?
Just
so
talking about
far?
how Dan,
don't worry about
Dan
it.
and
No,
James
it's
blew
okay.
a celebrity relationship. That's
We could have
all.
been on The Walking
With
Dead.
who?
He did give us the
Oh,
contact to
okay,
the
yeah,
casting
They
director.
never contacted the casting. They never filled out the forms.
Carl, right? Carl.
Coral.
Just,
Coral.
I mean, if I ever met someone, I would be like, hey, you're cool.
He's not really though. His
Wow,
character's a bit
you-
lame.
And it wouldn't have
Like
gone
that?
any further than that. Anyway.
What's that? What's like the biggest celebrity you've ever met, Jordan?
Like
We met a few
Handshake.
Myself.
I was
Joey
waiting for
Fatone.
someone to make that
Fatone.
joke.
Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone was the biggest one. You
Yeah.
know who that is?
Who?
From NSYNC? He was the bigger one.
No. No.
Oh,
sorry.
let me pull up a picture here.
Joey
It's like One
Fatone.
Direction of the 90s.
Yeah,
I mean, I
no,
know
it
in
isn't-
sync were, but I don't remember the guy.
Yeah,
people
no.
in
So
it.
I'd say that was probably the biggest. I mean, I've met a couple pro sports people. Frank Thomas, if you know who Frank Thomas is.
No.
Dave Thomas?
Frank Thomas.
Anyone named Frank Thomas was like popular in like the 80s.
He'd have been a 90s guy.
That's Joey Fatone right there.
Don't know who that is.
Down,
Ain't
down,
got a
down.
clue.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Can you put that next to Dex?
Yeah, hold on, wait. Squint my eyes a bit.
No, stand up a little bit.
Like that.
You're squinting it too much. Like you look like you're
Why not?
fucking.
Like he's a quite squinty right there.
He's not that
It looks
squinty.
like you.
Watch
Yeah.
it.
How's that?
Man, that's actually pretty good. Look on the thing there.
All right.
Like what? Define Met.
Oh, it doesn't really matter to you. It's a pretty boring topic anyway.
Oh, okay.
Why are you using that picture? It's like the worst picture of me ever.
I
Where'd you
image
even
Google
get that
searched you.
picture?
You kind of look like
That's an awful
someone's
photo. It's
like
literally
17-year-old son who does drugs,
that is such a bad photo.
and they just like don't like to talk about him, and that's like the only picture they have of him in their house, where he's like half smiling.
Where he's holding a microphone for
And
some
it's
reason
like,
at
you
a
know,
drug speech.
It's like in the guest room or something.
That's me at like a drug what's it called? What they called when you go to like a drug thing? You like talk about drugs and how you're
AA?
addicted.
A rehab.
No, I think I don't know what they're called. There's
Focus.
fucking talks where like druggies are like, I was a druggie and now I'm not. You can do it too. You can stop.
I
Rehab.
mean, that's like an AA thing.
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
He's 15, by the way, Chandler.
Chandler's 15.
His birthday's coming up.
Oh.
27th, June 27th.
My mom met Jeremy
s-
Kyle.
I know
Jeremy
who that
Kyle.
is. That's the equivalent of one of our moms meeting Maury over here.
Yeah.
Or Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
What's the famous celebrity you've met? My mom has met Jeremy Kyle.
I thought it was interesting because I like
He likes Jeremy Kyle a lot.
good
That's where
show.
he watches all those.
It's because I was with
downtrodden people.
I went fishing once. It was my stepdad and my stepdad's like best friend or whatever, and he kept the friend kept mentioning a guy called Jezza. I was like, yeah, me and Jezza did this and blah blah blah. I guess I was his best friend, and after I realized, I was like, oh yeah, he meant Jeremy Kyle the whole time, because that's what he calls Jeremy Kyle, Jezza. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Jezza.
Yeah.
That is quite interesting.
My
It was
parents,
like-
my parents had met Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid's brother, at a baseball game. They had a
Nice.
picture. Of him.
My
Before he went nuts.
grandfather was. Oh wait, sorry. My great grandfather, his wife, which would be my great great grandmother, babysat for Reba. Like Reba as a little kid.
Reba McEntire.
It's Reba.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I don't know who that is.
My grandmother.
She called her the redheaded devil because she was a little redheaded.
I think you've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
And my grandmother worked did a like a elderly care program thing, and she cared for George Clooney's grandmother or George Clooney's mother. I can't remember her name.
My grandmother's cousin is the personal chef of Michael Bay.
Wait, who? Your grandmother's cousin?
Is the personal chef for Michael Bay.
So that means you can put in a favor. She can poison the food.
Oh damn!
No
that's-
more
that's-
Transformers.
That's fucked up.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nah, I've heard some stories about him.
Yeah.
Michael Bay, yeah. Maybe I'll share him sometime.
He's assumedly a very controlling person.
Mm.
You know,
Food doesn't mix too well.
artist Joe's uncle is actually a film star. Not like huge, but he got punched by John Travolta in the film Domestic Disturbance. He actually had a line, and then John Travolta punches him. Apparently, he was. Maybe I'll leave that to Joe.
I was just gonna say
That's a-
that.
that's
Is
a
that
story.
the story you were telling me about a
Yeah,
while ago?
I think I might have talked about it on Cringe Talk before, but there's.
Yeah, if you
I'll leave it to
remember.
Joe to tell the story.
If you remember, you can draw some lines there about one day a little older story.
And that was Artist Joe. If anybody remembers that, I doubt
Yeah,
it.
all
but
I remember there was a way.
it involved Tom Cruise and John Travolta.
I think my video's rendered. I'm gonna go.
Oh
have a
yeah, that's
check.
right. My uncle was an extra in one of Tom Cruise's films.
Days of Thunder.
No, it was the one where it's like he was a frontiersman.
Wait, was that the one where he was an Irishman?
I think so. Yeah.
That was the one with him and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
that
was
god
it.
awful movie.
Yeah,
he was
no,
like a boxer or whatever.
They shot it in the town, and my uncle was an extra and one of the ranch hands that like helped with all the
that was
horses
like,
and stuff.
yeah, I remember when they were doing the locations for that movie and stuff.
Yeah.
I drove by a few of the locations, like not while they were doing it, but like where they
filmed in Boston.
had it. Yeah, well, in Massachusetts.
Gotcha.
Some of the spots were.
I don't know what that movie was called.
So, none of us really know anyone.
No one's really.
That's true. I mean, we met Joey Fatone, and Fred Armisen, and Ice-T. We didn't really meet Ice-T, but I
That's
rode
like-
up in the elevator
but
with
okay,
Fred
like,
Armisen.
You met him, but that's like, like if I met someone from like again like One Direction, like I don't know if I'd be like, yo.
Yeah. It's not someone that
I don't
you're
know if it's like the highlight
"Oh."
of my life. Maybe if it was like Justin Timberlake or something, then I'd be like. all
Joey
right.
Fatone's my sister's favorite. I almost said Backstreet Boy, In Sync member.
It's fucked up.
So when I took a picture and tweeted it out and tagged them in it, they were pretty excited. They posted it on Facebook. They went nuts. They're like, "My brother met Joey Fatone." It's pretty good. It's good interfamily pop there.
Mhm.
Well, now that we're about an hour in, I think we should probably start talking about machinimas.
I don't really know what the goal /
Alex.
plan was here because I
Alex,
wasn't here
please.
last week when you guys
Alex.
made up this plan here. Bye, Alex.
Alex. Okay, so Alex stepped out for a bit. I hope. Dex should be back here soon, but Dan.
Jordan. Do you know how we met?
When did we? I remember how we met. We started. I started late 2008.
Yeah.
Maybe mid 2008 making machinimas. And because I remember the first video on my channel was like uploaded April something 2008. And so I made machinimas that whole year. And then the first time I actually got partnered was early 2009, I think like February 2009. So like that whole area, I think I met you about halfway through that when we ran into each other on the Duo Groups forums.
Yep.
It was a place like the Duo Group was a group back then that they did a lot of creative, like pretty cool projects, machinima wise or live action.
A lot of like After Effects compositing.
Yeah. It was kind of like a big thing with effects because like back in the day, if you saw someone that could do effects, it was pretty mind blowing.
It was mind blowing because like I always made machinima that was literally just whatever I filmed. I didn't really add much to it. And they took the time and effort and had the skill to actually go in, add
like
stuff.
They added a bunch of stuff to it, and it was just mind blowing seeing it. And then plus they were also like good writers and good cinematographers, so they were able to come up with some pretty cool concepts and stuff that was pretty crazy for the time that it was.
Yeah.
It was cool though.
When did you post Zephyr? Because that was okay. So Jordan, I remember the first time I think I'd ever interacted with you was you had posted your video. I posted my like Avatar video, and you posted your Call of Duty Machinima Zephyr.
And we were posting on this site because we thought that we were going for the confirmation of these better machinima makers.
Yeah, it really is just
it's
like
just like, oh, these guys are so good, and they
think
actually
my stuff is good.
yeah, might as well just keep posting here, and so they can keep on. And they were really good with like constructive criticism and stuff, which was very hard to come by in those days because not a lot of people knew what they were doing. So it was just kind of like an early version of the YouTube comment system. Because how it worked back then was, if like I wasn't initially partnering with Machinima at all, but they had machinima.com, and you would upload your
On their website.
under 100 megabyte video to their website.
And there was no upload status, so
no.
I would leave it. I would leave it all night long and hope that the browser didn't crash or something.
Yeah.
And hope it would upload because there was really no confirmation that it was done uploading or anything like it was.
No,
just,
there was a final page for
Oh
it.
no, I know. It's just
But
like
there was no,
my
like-
internet was so shit. I couldn't tell if it was ever gonna finish. Like if it was doing anything.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It was like, you'd throw something in there. Not only was it that, but you had to just encode it. Like not anyone had real HD like quality at
No,
the
no.
time, so like everyone captured in 640 by
was all
360
standard
or just low res stuff. With that Dazzle DVC 170 for me, and you
Jordan.
had some kind of knockoff weird
the
thing.
Geniatech UTV3 USB TV tuner. That is what I used for a good long while until I got the Hauppauge like 2 years later.
Yeah, and because I went into the black magic, but that was fun. I remember when I first started Machinima, like all the videos I'd do, because I was big into playing Call of Duty 4.
Because there isn't a flow of conversation or anything happening while.
No, of course not. There never is. But like, so I started out with the Dazzle DVC 170. I was able to capture things, and I got my group of friends together to like act out little skits and stuff. And
friends.
yeah, a few.
Oh, that's
Just
cool.
not too many.
Well, they
but
cats.
Machinima community
Maybe.
people.
No, they weren't. These people were just
They
like,
were
just
people
real
actual
friends.
No, just people that would play
Online.
games with,
Okay,
like
gotcha.
play Call of Duty constantly with. So I would start like capturing, and like the funny thing was I didn't know how to cut at the time. So I had the Pinnacle Studio or whatever garbage software you captured with would also edit.
I had the same shit, by the way.
Yeah. Most people did use that because that's what Digital Fear had. Like that was the standard at the time.
I just got it because it was an editing program at Best Buy that was affordable.
Yeah.
My dad
That's
just
how I
got me
looked
it
at it.
because why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Although the
Pinnacle
audio didn't
Studio,
work.
what number?
12?
I think mine was 8.
I think I started on 10.
Maybe it was 10.
I think I started on 10. Like I didn't know how to cut, so I would like when I was ready for a shot, I'd hit capture and tell them to act it out, and then stop capturing when I needed to cut it. So then I would just throw the clips in order, and then that would be the video.
That
So-
sounds absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. So that there was just like long periods of just like kind of sitting there and then going for each cut. So
But you were also locked down for like Pinnacle. You were locked down to like 2 audio tracks and 3 video tracks if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
I think it was like by default.
not that
too.
I even was. I couldn't cut at the time, so I wasn't anywhere near
Yeah,
that at
that's
that
true.
point. So
I used to use Windows Movie Maker, so.
I did use Movie Maker for a while. I got to the point where I could make it look like it wasn't edited in Movie Maker. I was
Sony
pretty proud of
Vegas and
that.
my whole like life just changed pretty much.
Yeah.
When I got that, it was like, okay, I can do all this shit
Yeah.
and like do all this crazy
as many
stuff.
tracks as you want.
Yeah.
It'll crash a billion times when you're trying to render shit, but you can have all the tracks you want.
I remember at one point because I got into some stuff where my computer just wasn't good enough to handle HD footage.
Yeah, same.
And it was a nightmare trying to render anything going through it. It was so bad.
It was miserable.
It's just
almost.
running out of memory and all that stuff. So, yeah, I bought my first laptop because initially I used my dad's work laptop and installed it on there.
I
And
used to use my dad's
it
laptop
was
too, Jordan.
Oh,
we
wow.
would just capture stuff in either Call of Duty or Halo, and then try and edit it together. I think my 300 remake in Halo 3 I edited on my dad's laptop.
Thermopylae.
Yep, Thermopylae.
I remember that.
Well, I think that's bad, right? My Dazzle bullshit, when I had it, for some reason, if I recorded from a game, it wouldn't record the audio. So I had to edit all the sound effects in myself, every single fucking one. I used to Smash Bros. Machinima, that's how I got started.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
footsteps. Every fucking footstep, fight scenes, everything. That would take me a whole, like, day to do.
Hey,
Ridiculous.
That's skill though, and like experience that you could take.
Good
to,
point, actually.
Yeah,
Very
like
good point.
it's like none of us knew what the fuck to do when we started. Like we didn't like have any sort of guideline to doing stuff outside of like if Digital Fear maybe made a tutorial on how to do shit.
Yeah, Digital
like,
Fear.
It's like we're all self-taught, so it's one of those things where it's like you have that experience early on. You're gonna use that for the rest of your time. Like now you know how to do that stuff, and you had to learn easier. Like pacing, like I didn't know what the fuck pacing was or how to pace things, but once I actually started editing stuff, it's like, oh, I think I like this shot needs to linger this long, and then you cut to the next thing, and it's kind of something you get into a groove of as time goes on.
How did you guys get into it? I guess I'll start with Dan and whatever. But how did you actually like get into it?
Okay, well, I was
Unless you already spoke about it. And I'm
no,
like,
no, 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 no.
I have a while
We
back, I
we
did,
talked
but-
about yeah we haven't talked about it
But we can
right
go
now.
more in depth.
I was just into watching Machinima. Obviously, Red vs. Blue was probably the first instance of Machinima I ever saw, and I really liked that. I liked the sense of humor. I liked the way it was made. I liked the idea of it, and I wanted to be a filmmaker, so I didn't really have any friends or a camera, and I couldn't afford any of that shit to actually make my own short films. Otherwise, I probably would have done that instead of going into a video game and doing it. But it was really like Artist Joe who got me into playing Halo and stuff. And once they had that video editor or whatever, what was it called?
Pinnacle. Whatever.
Theater mode.
Oh, you mean on
Halo
Halo?
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Once they had something like that, I was like, I want to make shit in this like Red, like everybody did, like Red versus Blue.
I even know what it was actually.
Red versus Blue.
So, you talk. I'll tell you my story later.
Okay.
Sorry.
But Joe and I went back and forth 8 billion times trying to figure out what we could do if we could make something kind of Red versus Bluish. Wouldn't it be cool if we made something that was in the Red versus Blue universe and maybe we could get them to voice something and cross over? Like, that was literally conversations we had. And so my senior project rolled around, and I had never really made anything. Joe and I tried to make a Crackdown series called Grind that he had done a logo for and everything. I still have it on my computer. But we never ended up making that. And so my senior project ended up rolling around, and we had to make something. We had to write a paper and make a product out of some sort of skill or trade or something we wanted to learn. And I already kind of knew the principle of making machinima because I had edited videos, like taken like trailers and cut them to different music and stuff like that. So I knew how to edit a little bit. And so I decided to make my project, this like machinima thing. So my project was on how to make a machinima. I had to have a mentor who had experience and actually did what I wanted to learn. And there's nobody outside of Rooster Teeth, which I did reach out to Rooster Teeth to see if they would be my mentors, which I get that a million times a day now, so I can understand why they never replied to me. But so I ended up picking Joe as my mentor, even though he didn't know any more than I did about that stuff. So I essentially just fudged it and had Joe be my mentor in name only, and then I would just teach myself how to do it. Mm-hmm. So I ended up making a machinima. It was a trailer for, a fake like thing that we were going to do called MX Legion. It was like a trailer for a series we were going to do, and it was all dramatic and weird. And I made it, and the judges really loved it. Like they didn't think. They asked me like who the voice actor was and like how I did it. And I was like, well, I was the voice actor. They were really impressed by that for some reason because I just like I changed the pitch on my voice. It was maybe just like
we'll get to that struggle in a bit.
Yeah. So like it was just me, and I changed the pitch down, and they were pretty impressed by it. And I ended up taking that and re-editing it maybe like 5 or 6 months down the road in Pinnacle because I had made the original in Windows Movie Maker, and for shits and giggles uploaded on machinima.com, and they ended up posting it on their channel, but I never found out about it until maybe a few days after they did it, because I was just, for some reason, Googling Dan's News, which wasn't a thing back then. Like, it was just my name that I put on shit. And it popped, one of the first results was I had changed it to Dawn Rising as opposed to MX Legion. And popped up Dawn Rising Machinima trailer or something like that. And I went on it, and it had like 14,000 views. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it blew my mind that 14,000 people had seen what I did. And I had already made a channel called Dan's News Machinima like a year before that. I think right around when I made the original trailer. And so I decided to make that channel active. And I went through every single person who commented on the Dawn Rising trailer, sent them a personal message saying, hey, if you like that, there's more coming. You should subscribe to my channel. and I started from there. I started making like just updates. And eventually I made... a few months later, because that was September 2009, a few months later, November 19th or 18th, 2009, they introduced the NXE update that introduced avatars on Xbox Live. And so I made, I noticed you could make the avatar smile whenever you hit RB, and so you can make it kind of like a puppet thing where every single time you hit it, it would look like it's talking. So I just hit record and bullshitted for 10, 15 minutes, and then cut that up and upload it, and it was Meet 360 Avatar, and it ended up over a span of like 3 or 4 months, got like 70,000 views just on my personal channel alone. And I had made a sequel by that point. I made a second one, and I got a message from Jeff McFarland?
Jeff McFarland, that was
I got a message
guy.
from Jeff McFarland, the recruiting guy over at Machinima.
Yep.
And asked me if I was interested in being in the director's program, because I don't think they had uploaded any more of my stuff, even though I put all that stuff on their machinima.com website.
Yeah, I need to check with Joe on something over there.
Okay.
Oh, and check the video's rendered now. I had to re-render it. So if you just want to upload it.
Upload it. Okay.
Yeah, you might as well. Then
Yeah,
Dan could just do all the shit. I've got a thumbnail now because Dan uses the thumbnails because
Okay.
Dan is the thumbnail master.
Yeah, I was gonna use the shirt design.
Whoa! You just gave a spoiler.
Doesn't matter.
That was a spoiler right there. Go on, Danny boy, carry on.
I mean, that was pretty much the story. Like, that's how I got recruited to Machinima, and I just went on and did my own thing. Before Machinima had kind of garnered attention towards me, I had uploaded the Avatar videos on game trailers, on Machinima's website, and on YouTube. It did really well on YouTube, and I uploaded both Meet the 360 Avatar 1 and 2 at the same time on game trailers a few months later, and they featured the second Avatar video, or game trailers featured the second Avatar video in their user video section, and that got it maybe 20,000 views. And it was funny because when I did the original Meet the 360 Avatar, when I released the second one, everybody on YouTube said the second one wasn't as funny as the first. And then on game trailers, since they featured the second one, people would watch the second one first and then go back and watch the first one, and they said the second one was funnier than the first on there. It was like I guess it was just the concept. If people were introduced to the concept for the first time there, then it's not original the second time around, and so it's less funny maybe. But yeah, those did really well, and I kept making those as time went on. I also made other things, but they never really did as well as the Avatar videos, and I eventually, through a mistake, Machinima put my channel in the description of a different Machinima creator's channel, and so I started getting subscribers at one point, and I went to click on the video that Machinima had uploaded that day, and I was like, wait, it says click to watch more Dance News Machinima. I was like, I didn't make this. So I ended up messaging the real creator of that Machinima. I was like, oh, I'm going to make a video saying these new subscribers to go to your channel because I don't want, people to subscribe to me when I didn't make whatever you made.
That's too nice.
And I was just being considerate.
I've been like, fuck that,
and
that mistake.
And the guy was like, no, I don't care. You don't need to do that. And I was like, no.
Who was the guy? Do you remember? Or?
It was Spoon. It was.
Oh, you're gonna lead into
yeah,
that. I see.
It was Spoon, and that was my first introduction to anybody in the group. Was Spoon. Him and I really hit it off, and we chatted a bunch on Steam, and eventually started doing Skype calls and stuff like that, and played a lot. When Crackdown 2 came out, him and I glitched. Because do you remember when the Crackdown 2 demo came out? Or
I didn't even play it. I wasn't.
Okay, well,
interested in
Crackdown 2, it had a 30-minute or 20-minute counter, so you could play and level up your character, but you could only play for 20 minutes, and then it would end the demo, and you'd have to restart over. So him and I found out, we had Googled and found a way to glitch the timer so we could keep leveling up and just play in that entire area and never have to stop. And him and I sat in there for 6 hours just playing the demo. Yeah, we both really liked Crackdown, but yeah, no, it was really awesome. And he eventually, I had talked earlier about how I met Jordan. I had kind of followed Jordan a little bit and saw that he got bigger and bigger. So when I started talking to Spoon, I was like, oh, you know Kutra? And he was like, yeah, I know Kutra. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'd like to meet him at some point. And at one point, they were doing Creature Talk one day, and Spoon was like, do you want to be on? And I was like, sure. I think you were on there at that. I think you were on that Creature Talk.
I was only on one,
and,
and we only went in and
No.
we just, to be honest, we were pricks. We repeated, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Maybe you weren't there.
We weren't. I wasn't there.
No,
I never did one until last year.
Gotcha.
There were always, you guys always wanted me on, but I
Yes,
just never
that's
did
what it
it
was. Yeah.
for some reason.
But yeah, no, we ended up it ended up going really well, and after that, I kind of got introduced to the group, became really great friends with Max, became great friends with Jordan and James, and over time James, because James wasn't there so frequently at the time, but I just kind of became part of the group, and that's kind of weird how that happened back then. It was just somebody would come in and be like, just stick around, and then it's like, oh, you're a creature. Everybody was a creature back then. It was just
Oh,
you're
really?
a creature. You're hanging out, you're a creature. And eventually it became a business, and we all kind of officially formed what the group was, and now we're doing what we're doing. But yeah, it was weird.
That was a very interesting story.
It
I
was an
actually enjoyed
interesting
that.
story. Back when Spoon and I were playing Crackdown a lot, him and I had made a Machinima. It was more so me. I wrote it and everything, but then he helped body act in it, so I credited him. And then you and Lyle did one of the Machinima director's highlights, or spotlights, and you spotlighted my Machinima, and I have told you this before, but you spotlighted my Machinima, but credited Nick for doing it. You're like, we know who made this, Nick! You're like, Spoon, and I was, and I was just like, but that's my machinima. Which it's kind of ironic because that's how him and I met.
I was gonna
was
say,
through
yeah, it's
mistake
like
in
karma,
it was
right?
like
It's like a
Yeah.
full
twist
circle.
around. Alex knows what I'm talking about.
Go out there. They get a surprise for you. And by a surprise, I just mean they want to go talk to you.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, what have I done? What have I done now?
They're ripping him off the show.
Oh. No, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
It's just something you said. It was really offensive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
So what were you guys talking about?
The
The look he gave me was just like,
Wait, what? I didn't say anything, I swear. No, we were just talking about how I came into the machinima thing. Because, like, Jordan and I were talking about how we met originally before the group. And then that led into Dex saying, hey, we should talk about how we got into machinima in general. So I just told my story. Jordan had left before that, and then Dex just left now. I was pretty much at the end of my story. How'd you get into machinima, Alexander?
I was trying to think of an instance I had with you. Was what I was trying to do, but I feel like we had no instances.
No, the first time I ever met you was at PAX 2012.
Yeah.
And that was, and then I hadn't seen you again until like the second Creature House in 2013, when you were kind of coming in and out, and then you just like became a creature.
Yeah, just randomly.
Yeah, like
You just like woke up one day and I came in. I'm like, hey, what's up, Dan? I'm a creature now. And you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
I think the
I
only-
haven't seen you since PAX 2012.
I think the only person that I knew beforehand kind of was Dex. Like outside of like for people we've brought in recently, like I think Dex was the only one I actually knew a little bit, and not even too much. I hadn't met him too much, but I actually knew who he was. Like
Yeah.
like I watched a lot of his old stuff, and I knew
Big
you
fan
because like yeah, I was a
Of
big
his
fan.
old stuff.
Yeah. The like
No,
it's-
won't let you.
No Won't Let You was like my biggest, but I knew you from when you took over Sanity with him.
Was that before I joined?
Yep.
Really?
You were doing it before. Because I remember they were talking about like
Oh yeah,
who-
because I
who's gonna
wanted
be
to kill
replaced or-
myself between being a creature and doing Sanity.
Yeah, you came on with already that level of stress, and you're like, okay, we're gonna work
It
harder.
really wasn't that
Once you
stressful.
came in, you were like, we're gonna work harder and do more stuff, and that just like shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, no, that was
Because
fun.
right after you came on, a few months later is when we went into high gear and started doing regular content series.
I
and
do
stuff.
my own stuff, then creature stuff, and then I'd find a day where I just spend like 18 hours doing Sanity, where it's just nothing but like playing games and be like, what's a good skit? What's a good skit? What's a good skit? So that was fun.
Yeah.
I really liked. I mean, there was the old website, right? The old machinima.com website
Yep.
where people would upload their stupid shit on. And I think, I mean, it would go from there to Machinima's YouTube. And, like, I guess Deus Ex Machina was, like, a whole,
Oh yeah.
that was a whole, like, big show for
There were
them.
only like 2 episodes or 3 episodes, or did he do a full season?
He did a full season.
Okay.
Yeah, he did, like.
I just remember there was the first episode, and then I think there's a long gap between that and the next one. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Let me Google it now.
It wasn't really that big of a gap because between the first and the second one, he was pretty consistent. With
Or no,
it.
wasn't it just called It wasn't called Deus Ex Machina because that's the game.
Is it?
Deus.
No, it wasn't called Ex Machina though. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it was
that's true.
called Deus Ex Machina or whatever. Because
Alright.
that is the term, but
Yeah.
also ironically the game.
Machinima. Yeah, I think that was called Deus Ex Machina.
Snowfox subscribed 14 months in a row.
Holy
Awesome.
shit.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of people popping that through. I just don't.
I
wanna
try to
interrupt
catch them when I can.
I know. I just don't want to interrupt the conversation whenever they pop up.
These are high streaks, man. These are high streaks. All day.
7 years ago. Jesus. Why does the 5th episode have more views than the first?
I don't know.
So was that the end of the whole
It was
story? or
season
was there anything
season
else?
half finale.
No, we kind of hit the end of mine.
Oh. Should I go next or should Alex go next?
I think we were talking and then you sat down and interrupted.
What are we talking about?
Well, he came in. Jordan and I came in, and he came in singing really loudly, and then sang
I
in my
kinda do
ear,
that.
and then sat down.
I kind of do that sometimes.
No, we were talking about what I saw first, I guess, or like what I did.
You didn't get
I
into
was-
Red versus Blue before you saw Deus Ex Machina?
it was weird. It was really weird at that time because like Red versus Blue was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was it was a thing after like I don't know, like I knew about it and its existence.
Well, you're
but
younger, so I guess
Yeah.
that would have been a different time. So John CJG would have been more so like
right on my alley, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what I was like. I think I could do this because I thought it was really cool because it was Halo 3
Yeah.
that he started using, and I'm like, oh, that's I'm like, this is all stuff I can do very easily. I think. But I think before that, I must have gotten like a capture card and was just fucking around with like just movie software in general. And I was like, oh, you can record video games, and I was tinkering around. But then when the engine came out that you can use it for, I was like, can make some cool stuff with it.
Did you start editing before you had done?
Yeah,
Machinima?
I mean, I did like home movies. Like
Yeah.
my grandma gave me a camera, and I was like making stupid shit with my
man.
cousin.
Yeah,
like,
same.
I would have
Absolutely.
killed for a camera when I was.
yeah,
a
no,
young-
I was really happy I got one. It was like
Oh,
you had to use
damn.
like the little
I feel
tapes and
so
stuff
bad
for
you.
it, and you port the tapes over
Yeah.
to the yeah. It was pretty cool. The Pinnacle Studio.
That's
Yep.
why
Yep, we all talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Everybody had Pinnacle Studio,
Yeah. So.
but
Yeah, and I just remember uploading onto the stupid website, and then I had a few, few videos I did that I don't didn't think were too good because well they also had copyrighted music on them too, but like I liked making them because they were like short, kind of like Robot Chickeny style music stuff, and eventually I had made like a video where it was like more like in depth and it had like a storyline to it, and they uploaded it to their channel, and I was like, oh, like this is really cool, my first video. And then the second video I did was just so horrible, like, and they still uploaded it. And then, like, years later, I'm like, yo, can you fucking take this down, though? Like, this is pretty fucking bad. And they actually did take it down, the whole thing. So, no, I was happy about that because it was pretty bad. It was like, it was like I made the first episode and I had this whole, like, intricate plot. And then the second episode was, like, more character development. But it was, like, really bad character development because, like, the voice acting wasn't up to par.
yeah.
And, like, I had my friend,
Were you doing your voices?
no, it was me doing my voices, and then I had like somebody else. But I also had like a friend helping me with body acting, and then like I edited the episode, and it was like really janky. And I was like, yeah, it's all right. But then people were like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
why are you such a fucking shitty 14-year-old making this stuff? And I was like, man, I feel bad.
Could you imagine running Machinima though? Because they were like these kids were like, we were all pretty young. I mean, I was like 19 when I did mine first, but I guess it would have been around the same time if you were like 14.
Well, I'm trying to
14,
remember.
15.
I guess it was like 16, 15,
Yeah,
16.
it's probably
but-
around the same time, a little bit later. But like, that's kind of a weird model to have. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
these creative like teenagers, kids who are still in like beginning of high school. We're gonna hire them on and give them a partner agreement,
Yep.
and their content is going to be our primary content.
Yep.
That's a weird thing, but it
Yeah,
launched
it
a
is.
channel. Like it,
Well,
like,
the website became successful because
Yeah.
of it, though. Like,
and their YouTube became even more successful.
right. I just remember that home trailer they had where like the dudes were like, "What is Machinima?" And they were doing like this live action cringy shit, and they were showing like old Russian Quake like engine Machinimas
Oh,
like,
yeah.
from fucking the 90s. They were like, it started way back then.
Yeah.
I was just like,
And
what is
WoW,
this, dude?
WoW Machinimas as well.
Yeah, WoW Machinimas. I mean, because of the engine and stuff. That
Yeah.
was a little bit later. I dabbled a little bit into it. I had some fun.
I
It's
got
very
WoW specifically
big.
for that at the time, but then I dropped out of it
Yeah.
pretty quick.
They hired a few WoW Machinima animers into the Machinima.com like people are just like random people from the scene that they hired.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting too.
Well,
But-
the head guy, Johnny, well, at the time, I think it was Hugh Hancock and Johnny Ingram. They were Machinima creators. I think it was Johnny Ingram who did, like, WoW Machinima. And that's how he got his start. And that's why they started the website.
Mm-hmm.
Then they eventually sold it off, and it is what it is now. I think it's been sold off again since then.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think Machinima was like a necessary step for like
Sorry, I was reading the comment. Maybe-
Yeah. I wonder which one that was that you read. Is that Aaron, I'm assuming?
Yeah. It's because I know it's Aaron, so it just makes me laugh more.
cringe hub just for me. What?
I don't know why that was said, but
Because Aaron's a fucking...
So you're laughing because you said it?
I'm
I'm
laughing
trying to
because
figure
more
out
just-
why.
Aaron being there, just like... like I just imagine behind the keyboard, like, here's a good joke right now.
is that Aaron?
Yeah,
I was
that's
saying,
more if I...
think
It's more as fun.
Machinima was like it was a necessary step for video games to like really become as popular as they are today.
Yeah.
Like the scene in general, because like 6 years, 7 years ago, like YouTube gaming, like that wasn't a thing. Like Let's Plays weren't a thing. It was like Machinima was the thing. People were like saw the value of the video games, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty obviously came out, and then that
blew up the
ruined everything
commentary.
for everybody. And that
And now
killed,
YouTube is
killed Machinimas.
oversaturated like crazy. It killed Machinimas, but also just
Rebirthed this.
created this virus on
This
YouTube.
thing that is
That
just
we have made a living
spiraled
off
out
of
control,
for-
that we have a branch somewhere in.
Man.
I still get emails about when people ask like what are your do you have any tips for having a successful channel? And I know, like,
Jesus.
I think of stuff like consistency and stuff, but now I'm just like, yo, don't even fucking do it. Like, why? Like, unless you're having fun with
I
it in the
agree.
hobby, whatever, go for it. But if you're like, I want to do this for,
If you're trying to
like-
see, none of us went into it. None of us went into it with a mindset of this is how I'm going to make a living. Now that's how people are going into it. It's like they're making money off and making a living doing it. I'm going to go into it making a living off of it.
well,
And
you knew about like the Machinima contract, the legendary contract.
I
like-
didn't know.
No.
I didn't really interact with directors until well after I was already a director. So I was just like, I can make money doing this.
Yeah, I was the same as well.
So that was my mentality going into it, and I didn't really until I started doing GTA 4 Machinima. I didn't even start interacting with directors until around then, and then I met these guys, and that's how I got here. But
Yeah.
no, I didn't. Really know.
I just really was like in love with the fact that like you could take like an idea and like write out the script and everything, and then you can execute it with like basic knowledge of like video editing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have like a final product, which is like something like you made. Like granted, you're using an engine to do it, but everything is like your story.
There's still a lot of
like-
creativity that goes into it. If it was like. If it was something like Halo, you still had to do cinematography. You could either just leave it as a still camera and.
But you learn from that too.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this looks good when I put the camera here. It looks like shit when I do it here.
Can
and
I
it's
do
like,
camera movement and make it look cool?
Yeah.
So.
No, that was I think what I really liked, because I'd sit in like class and I'd be writing out like scripts and stuff. I remember doing that a lot, where it was just like detailed, like episode of something. I had like an Office type of series where it was just like moderators in Halo and like the different shit they have to deal with, and so I'd be like sitting there like writing out the scripts for it and stuff. So
Should have done.
it was pretty fun. I enjoyed doing it, and obviously it's different now, and like I'm not doing any of that anymore. Although for Sanity, I felt that again because I had to do like a Halo 5 Machinima for like one of our episodes, and that was pretty interesting. I enjoyed that, but it's really tiresome.
Yeah.
And I realized how many hours go into like making that product.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing, well, I mean, I guess I can talk about it, seeing it's not actually going to happen now. But there was a show we were going to do for the Hub, which was pretty much Sanity, and so I did that for a bit. And even just doing that, like, it was a lot of work and it was so much effort, but it was still really fun. Like, I actually really enjoyed it, and it kind of felt
I'd imagine at
really
this
creative or whatever.
I'd imagine at this point, like, because you've been doing that thing for so long, that you'd probably be miserable doing it. Like, if you were still doing it and weren't having fun, you wouldn't still be doing it. I'd imagine, because you've been doing Sanity for 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't done it for a long time now.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I'm always impressed that you have like you can still come up with ideas and stuff. Like you're not burnt the hell out from.
Like, how many episodes are there of that? I guess, like, how many episodes would you have done?
well, season 1, there was 13 episodes.
Jeez.
Season 2, there was 13 again, I think. No, it's 10 for season 1, I think. Or 13, not sure. Fuck.
Is there,
2
like,
had
a
13.
Playlist of all of
3
them?
had 6. 4 we had 10.
I think it was more than that for some reason.
Was it?
There are 55 episodes.
We never even finished the finale of that, did we?
I
And then we
believe.
did season 5. I never
It's
even
not
did that.
us finishing. We did our end of the.
To be
finale
fair, that wasn't
finishing.
even our problem at all. We did
We
it all.
did the scripts and the lines. Like,
Audio was done. Everything was done for that, so it wasn't even
it
our
was
fault.
really the animation part of it.
Yeah.
Did we have script or skits for it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
we had
deleted
skits for that
videos in
episode,
here.
right?
Yeah. We just used them for season 5.
Yeah. So.
Well, I used mine for season 5 anyway.
Well, you're a piece of shit.
Huh?
Has there been any seasons past season 5?
No.
No.
Okay, well then, yeah.
we
it's
we were
55
gonna
episodes.
do season 6 and we're just like, nah.
55 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day.
It will come back.
We'll have to see, because that does.
Well, there's the
take up
animated show, but
Yeah, I mean the animated
they don't
show.
Yeah, I
fuck
wasn't gonna
with
say
that.
anything unless you guys could have. I wasn't sure. If
At this point, it's something fucking mad.
Yeah, I don't really know what is.
I just
sometimes-
assume Sanity is just kind of like it's just. I don't even think about it. It's just there now. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like a thing.
It's not
to
even
me.
your thing anymore. It's kind of like
Yeah,
a
like
thing.
it's just there. But yeah, there was an animated episode which has been done for like I'm talking to the guys now, like fucking like 3 months, maybe longer. It's been done for.
But they're also working on other episodes, correct? Because I mean,
There's a second one.
because
Yeah.
I've done voices for 2 different episodes.
yeah, there's 2 that, and then
It took
Still haven't uploaded it though. So.
you guys not really even like having control of the episodes anymore to me finally being on Sanity outside of helping with a
You
skit.
were on. You voiced one, right?
No, I had never voiced it on before. and
Really?
You kept saying like, oh,
I
well,
feel
could
like
do
you
the
have.
percent-
I feel like you have as well.
I submitted that. I submitted that Alan Wake thing to you. I gave you.
Yeah.
I gave you that Alan Wake
Yeah,
thing,
he did give
and
the
I was
Alan Wake
super
thing.
proud of that.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was like
what Alan Wake thing?
remember the Alan Wake thing where he was reading the book, but he like cut it out.
I cut it up
it's
so
like-
he's saying different.
Oh
things.
yeah.
I wanted to go back and do more of those on my channel.
Well, he showed it to me and he was like, "Oh no, what am I gonna use this for?" And I'm like, "Dude, like, let me put it in Sanity. Like, this is really funny."
I like doing
Mm,
stuff.
put
Yeah,
it-
it was really good.
Yeah, that's a funny skit. There's a lot of good skits, to be honest.
There's-
I still think season 4, episode 1, that is the one
The
right
pinnacle.
Well, that one was like him flying down, and me and him were both doing skits. Like we'd sit there and be like, "All right, yo, oh, what if we do this?" So it was more like
A collaborative, true
Collaborative.
there.
collaborative.
Yeah,
like-
I had a lot of good fun, like a lot of good memories of that shit. To be
Yeah.
honest, like it was really good.
Because most episodes was you guys splitting it up. Like I need to do this many, you do that many, as opposed to the collaborative.
Well, to be fair,
of,
season
like-
1 was like how we were, like with
it was
Lyle,
like
but-
minutes, really. It's like you do 2 minutes,
Yeah.
3 minutes. I do 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's like maybe if we did like season 6, we'd need to do that, where we just put ourselves in a room where me and you are doing it.
Yeah, because we got some really good shit for that first episode.
Yeah,
I
it was
feel.
pretty good because it was like music stuff too. Because
The baby song, the fucking the parkour one.
Can
Oh
only imagine
man,
what the baby song is.
actually whenever I tour my job and I'm like, usually when I'm drunk, I'm like, yeah, I did loads of shit back in the day. Like, who was it? That one chick who was around that one night, and I was just like, yeah, I did all this. And the first thing I showed her was Sanity season 4, episode 1. I was like, yeah, I fucking did this. And even Tress is like, oh yeah, I really fucking like, oh damn it. I took my personal life and mentioned names. Oh, who gives a fuck? Even she's like, yeah, I really want to see this. Because I showed her Sanity and she fucking loves it. And she's like, you should do more stuff like that.
yeah.
The other night when she was drunk, she was like, you should do more of the Sanity thing. Like, that was really good when I watched that. And I was like,
No, that's
maybe
good,
I
man.
should.
It was really good.
Maybe I should. Yeah, I
We'll
really
see.
enjoyed doing that.
We'll see. Unless you get someone else to do it instead of me. But
Why, Alex? No. I cannot.
Especially now since you guys are both in the office together.
Yeah,
like,
what the fuck?
that would be the worst.
could
I didn't even.
get Spence to do it with you.
I didn't even.
no.
I didn't even think about this, but people were bringing up Trapville in the chat. I didn't even think about that. Trapville is still a thing. You will one day see it. Believe me. I wrote all 6 or 7 episodes.
You guys never talked about
a billion years ago.
the fiscality of Trapville.
Yeah,
though.
there's well, it'd be better if Jordan were here because he would
Yeah.
be better to explain it. But
I just
There are
people can
reasons.
just think we're lazy pieces of shit. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. I mean, that's a thing anyway.
I
so.
wrote all 7 episodes. Well, it was supposed to be 6, but the last episode ended up being like 20 pages long because every single script I wrote for some reason ended up like 15 pages that we had to cut down. But I wrote those. We voiced almost every single episode. We had guest star voices. Like we have like other people who are a part of way bigger channels doing voices in it, and most Jordan animated up to episode 4. There was just like some legal stuff we ran into that had to be sorted, and at this point, I'm pretty sure we're still actually producing it with different people now. It will get done at some point. Jordan may, if he ever comes back in here. What is he doing? Is he?
He's sorting out the video.
Okay. Then Jordan. I'm still waiting for Jordan.
That
to
was
reprise
why.
episode
That was
2.
why I left. It wasn't because I didn't say anything offensive. in
No,
case
no, I
people
know.
were wondering.
No.
Because I saw in the chat they were
We
like,
talked about it afterwards.
they were like,
You
what
left.
happened, Dex? What's wrong? I'm like, it was nothing. It was obviously like, so, whatever. Yeah, no, he's just fixing it because like I hate color corrections.
Somebody
so.
said people wanting Trapville. I'm just waiting for CreatureCon. We'll screen Trapville Season 1 at CreatureCon 2027.
I think it's really
Don't worry.
interesting though, like how you were saying about how you saw like Red versus Blue and all this shit, and you're like, oh, I want to do this and whatever. I literally am the complete opposite. Like I just made some stupid Smash Bros. Machinima because like it's when I got expelled from school, so I was just at home. I had nothing to do. Like
Yeah.
I just sat around like, what am I gonna do? And like,
Yeah.
so I just made that shitty video. I didn't want to say the title because it was just so cringy, but it was just really bad. At the time,
That's
it
the
was.
point of this, though, so people can go back and watch it.
Cringy stuff.
I'm
My
just saying it
mine was
out
called
loud.
Planet Chaos.
That's not
What
too
game was
bad.
it in? Was it
It was
Halo?
Halo, yeah. And the aliens were.
God, Sergio,
or
that's mean.
The
That's the whole point of
The
this.
elites were the zombies.
Oh, I remember you telling me now about this. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there was 2 main characters. My trailer was, or my first episode was so good. It was
Wait,
like,
so it was a series. Dude, you privated both of them.
Yeah, good lad. See, nice, good job.
You jerk.
What was I saying? Yeah, anyway, yeah. Like I just did
His
it 'cause I was
first
like,
real
whatever.
try at an actually Machinima series. Hope you like it. To see more of his work and updates, you can check him out at immortalhd.blogspot.com.
Oh my god, that blogspot
this
thing.
blogspot, mate.
Jeez, so
this-
did I.
I did as well at one point.
I We're all losers, all right? Let's admit it.
This playlist was last updated March 19th, 2009.
I think I
How
have
old were you then?
March 2009.
Yeah. Well, that was 6 years ago. So you would have been 16, 17?
Confessions of a Saint. What the fuck?
I went to a
Well,
Merlin.
that's 15, isn't it?
Wait, what the fuck?
What is this? This isn't the same guy, is it?
Alex, I went to your blog spot.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else is camping in it now. It says Confessions of a Saint. What is this? It's connected to a Google Plus page.
Yeah.
There are sheep, wolves, and guardians in this world. What you think I am? Is the
Definitely
guy-
a
is the
fucking
guy's
guardian.
profile.
He's a guardian, that guy.
What the fuck? I have never checked on it like since a
You
very
should see
long
this
time
guy
ago.
as well. Looks like an absolute goon ahead. There's
I'm
no
going to-
way.
his name is Anders Obro Raven. He lives in Copenhagen.
This guy made that machinima back in the day. You were lying to us. It was this guy. This guy's the talented one.
I made like a good amount of machinimas that I like posted on my channel too, like the ones I couldn't get on machinima.com, and like this was like a long time ago, and then I discovered Minecraft, blah blah blah. But like, when I got hacked and like they wiped out all my like videos for a long ass amount of time, like all my starting videos like on my channel, like I didn't have many of the stuff backed up, so it wasn't like a thing where like I could have reloaded it, like re-uploaded, because I was too stupid, and like I didn't like save my backups.
Oh, really?
Like I had them on a computer, and then I started using a new computer at some point, and then all my stuff was on my old computer, and that old computer got like wiped, and then like when my channel got hacked and everything got deleted, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I want to see, because I did have like I had like episode 2 of some random stuff here and there, so I want to go back. I uploaded one of my like really old videos not too long ago on my channel as like like first video or first machinima, and so I want to go back and see if maybe I can like find it somewhere.
I have everything. I have kept everything
You're a
I've made.
fucking god.
I
is what
don't.
you
I'm
are.
like a pack rat though.
You're
I don't like
done.
I don't I like have the raw files for like the first Avatar video. I have the raw file of it. Like I started doing it. My voice is cracking like it was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I started it and then I ended up like doubling back and then restarting it, and so like the actual video starts off of the second take. But yeah, it'd be interesting because at some point I think I had posted that stuff, but then eventually deleted it, like the kind of behind the scenes raw look at what I did, but I ended up deleting it. But yeah, I have all that stuff for the most part.
You know what I think is really weird though? It's like obviously everything's really cringy back then, but I remember I watched like loads of old shit. Maybe about just before I moved out here. Actually, I watched loads of old stuff. I watched like all my Smash Bros stuff, and yeah, like the voice acting's pretty bad for the most part and whatever. But there's still a lot of good ideas there. So watching it then, I'm like, okay, that was actually a pretty good joke. Like if I did that now, that'd be pretty good. Or like if I execute that better, and even some parts like made me laugh like a lot. So. Yeah, like there's a lot of cringy shit, but at the same time, even the ones that are really cringy, I still enjoyed them watching them back or whatever.
There's seeds in there of what you are now.
Like they are actually funny. They made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like I'll say, probably just the Peach ones, like meh.
Yeah.
Like the Wolf's retarded mission ones, they were alright. Like the first like was it like 9 episodes of that or something? Like they were pretty good. The other Peach ones I did though were pretty fucking awful. Like those ones are cringy. I don't like those ones. But again, there's a few good ideas there. But I'll say pretty much from like there on below, they're pretty lame. But from that point on, but God, there's so much shit though. Now think about it. Jesus, like Final Fantasy stuff, like Gears of War, Little Big Planet. Did something Uncharted, Halo. There's that Freddy and D thing I did. That was pretty funny. Like with that Halo.
Have we
thing.
talked specifically about how you started? You said you started with Smash.
Oh, I can go into it if you want.
Yeah. I think we did. Alex.
So yeah, I just did that because I had nothing better to fucking do.
Yeah.
And there was a camera mode, and I love Smash, and I was like, all right. So I did the first one. It was like a little tiny short. It was bollocks. Like it's so bad. Even the first one, I actually took off my channel. Like even back then, like that's how much I hated it. And had this horrible chick do the voice of Peach. She couldn't even speak properly. I think she had like a speech impediment or something. But she was like, the line was like, Hyrule should be through here. She was like, Hyrule should be through here. I'm not even exaggerating. It sounded worse than that, actually. It's pretty bad. So I'd say when it got to like episode 6, it kind of picked up. Either way, did those for a bit. Just did them for fun, to be honest. And then I went to college. You start college when you're 16, by the way, in case people are like, what? You did it in college, 18?
Yeah.
So I was 16 at the time. Just did it like for fun, just to push up on my editing skills, pretty much. Because I learned a lot doing that, like so much shit. And then, yeah, that was when I got the Machinima contract shit.
Yeah.
And I obviously met Lyle.
Do you know
during
what
that.
specifically they noticed that got you?
Just my sub count, pretty much. I mean, that's
okay.
pretty much what it was. They're like, oh, you got this money, you can get a fucking contract. That's pretty much how it worked.
Did you try to like apply or anything, or it was just they reached out to you? Gotcha.
They just reached out, whatever. Because they got shippage originally. It was like me and Lau were really like close and we were really good friends, whatever. So I met him through doing Smash stuff, and we knew shippage. Then we did the collaboration. Then we did the collaboration with shippage, like the three of us. We got the 3 Smash guys.
Yeah,
so then we all got contracts or whatever. And then on, I just did loads of shit. And then I went to when I got kicked out of college or whatever, and I went to uni in Dubai.
So you started because you got suspended, and then you got kicked out of college.
I got expelled from school.
Oh, okay. Was this okay? Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why I had nothing to do all day.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. So unlike you guys, I didn't know what red versus blue was.
Yeah.
Didn't know digital fear was. Didn't even know what Machinima was, to be honest. And
Yeah.
even when I got the contract, I still didn't know all of this shit. That whatever. Only knew because I would check on the channel and see like the names, like digital, whatever. So I'd be like, oh, who's that guy? And then even that, I wouldn't even watch the videos. So I only knew like really, really like afterwards. So I was really out the loop of that shit. So yeah, I just did stuff in between. So that's when I did like the Halo stuff, and then when I went to Dubai, kind of similar thing to when I got expelled. To be honest, like I had nothing to fucking do because I was 17, 18 in Dubai. So like I couldn't drink. It's 21 there, which is bullshit. I couldn't drive, didn't have a car. Didn't really have any friends because everyone there fucking hated me because like just culture thing. So I just had nothing to do. So I just did Machinima all day, like to pass the time and do something in my life. So I did loads of shit. That was when I did loads of stuff. Like I did the Halo stuff, the Gears of War stuff, Little Big Planet, Final Fantasy shit. And no one let you stuff. Like I did so much stuff. It was ridiculous. And then that's when I dropped out of uni because I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's just fucking bollocks. Like I enjoyed the filmmaking part and I did learn a lot. And it actually helped me with my Machinima a lot, just doing filmmaking. And I did a show called Gears No More, which was okay. If you watch it back now, it's bollocks. First episode is probably the cringiest thing I've done, so we can watch that at some point. Don't watch it now, please.
I'm just pulling it up.
That's probably the cringiest, just because it's like
I just want to see how many views.
the voice acting is fucking bollocks. But
I did pretty
it got pretty good towards the end. Like the voice acting's terrible, but the story's actually pretty cool. Actually, again, I watched it back. It was pretty good. Oh, I like that show I did, White Phoenix though. That's probably my favorite Machinima show I ever did.
White Phoenix is pretty good.
I really liked that. That was my favorite. Even now, I still like that. Like I said, I watched loads of stuff about a year and a half ago. Sorry, about half a year ago, and it was really good. Like, I was like, wow, I actually made this. This is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. So during that time, I met you as well, and I was in Dubai. So that just so people get the timeline. And then I dropped out of uni because I was like, fuck this. I
Well, I
want to go
met
back
you
home.
through someone else
Alex Colin, what his name
who
was.
was part of
different Alex?
my like body acting group. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
is the best way I can call them because I guess a few of them did a little bit of voice acting for me, but like they were just there to like help body act, which like saved me a lot of
It was
time.
a Fox Boy kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean that was pretty fun because I had like people just that would help me with like the shit that I would need to get done, and I had a few like the production value like of my stuff went up. I feel like because of it, but that was like after I got my Machinima contract. Because I didn't know like I knew about it like because I started becoming friends with some of the like directors and stuff, and because of that like I knew about the contract. So I was like, oh, like I'd like to get a contract one day. And I remember actually I was talking to some dude in Skype, and I was like, yo, can you like hit someone up for me? And he's like, no man, like I can't do that. And then like that day I got an email with like my contract, and I was like, oh shit, like this is kind of fucking coincidental. But yeah,
Fuck that guy then.
yeah, that guy was
dick.
like my friend, like Machinima, because he was like the same level as me. I feel, but he was just like a prick to me because he's like, hey,
I've got a contract,
yeah,
you
exactly.
don't,
So I was
yeah.
like, I'm like,
that's awful.
is there someone I could talk to? Because I didn't know the process as to how you got it.
Yeah.
Like I knew you had to apply, but I'm like, is there someone that you can like point towards me because like I'm doing this type of work? And he's like, no. So I was like, oh, well, fuck me then, right?
Well, that's all.
But yeah, no, that I remember meeting you, and we were just, I think we were playing like custom games, honestly. Like
Yeah,
I
we're
remember
just
us
chilling. I
playing,
think.
like, and then I remember because during ODST came out, like I was playing the campaign, and that's when like you, my friend, and Lyle were in the same like Xbox chat, and like you and Lyle were fucking singing or some shit. That's about the extent of what I remember out of all that.
Nice.
I think me and Lyle had like a huge discussion about chastity belts, and then you later sang my friend to sleep with a lullaby.
I remember doing that. I actually
Yeah.
remember that night.
Yeah. That sticks into my head because it's a very weird night.
It was like
experience.
5 a.m.
Yeah,
pretty
it was,
much like I couldn't even
like I was like
function. I'm
fucking just
lying
playing
in
this
bed.
stupid campaign, and I'm just like listening to this fucking going on in chat. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I was
The
just
next day I
singing.
came in, like I left, and you were still talking to my friend. And next day he's like, yeah, like Dix just kept singing to me the entire night. He kept talking about bellends or something. He's like, go to sleep, you little bellend. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
Oh yeah, I was like singing the. What if I even remember this? I was singing the. What was it? Hush, little Wawa. Like, what was his name? I don't remember his fucking name.
Jake.
Go to bed,
Yeah.
fucking twat, like little bellend. I was just singing like that to him the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very fond memory I have.
Very great
of
memory,
one
yeah.
of my first times like interacting with you. And I think Jordan I met around that time.
I met Jordan like about, I think maybe a year or two before that. I knew Jordan for quite a while, I think.
I was trying to get Jordan to like do FX for me, and he'd always blow me off. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll totally do it," and I'd send him all the assets, and he'd just like, "Yeah."
See,
I'll
he would
get
actually
around
help
to
me
it."
with shit, and he actually recorded. If you watch Sanity season 1, he recorded like 2 of those skits for me, like the one in Left 4 Dead or whatever.
I was
like-
gonna pay him too. It wasn't like I was like asking
Oh,
for
really?
freebies. I was like, "Yo, I'll pay you for this work. I just need this like visual stuff
You have-
because I can't do it."
You ever ask him for an intro?
No, I never asked him
He
for
did
an
one of my
intro.
intros back in
I
the
did
day.
my own really garbage. Like I took MS Paint stuff, and then in Vegas I combined them with sound effects. And
I
stuff,
did.
so
I used to do that as well.
It was pretty good.
I drew a turnip once in MS Paint and keyframed it over Jigglypuff, so she was fighting a giant turnip. that was one of my peach things. Yeah, it's pretty.
You know
polished.
something I didn't learn about keyframe till like really recently.
Yeah.
Like the whole masking aspect of it. Like the janky way I would do it is I'd put it in like something like paint and like throw a green screen on it, and then over the green screen I'd put the image in the background of it, and that would always take me like a long ass time to do, like the way I would do it. And then like when I started seeing you use like masking in Jordan, I'm like, holy fuck. I just did it in a video recently too, and I'm like, if I knew this, like,
Oh,
if
man.
only I knew that you
Well,
could fucking mask things and
yeah.
then put stuff behind them, I would have done so much better.
I guess that's like the crux of teaching yourself how to do something.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes
I
you
would
don't
look
know
stuff up, right? Cause
Yeah.
I mean, we
We
all
all
would,
did.
but this was just. I thought it was like super advanced. I thought you had to do like a whole bunch of stuff. But then I learned like in high school I learned like Photoshop like really extensively. So like I know how to do that in Photoshop, right? But then like when I see him using Vegas to make his thumbnails, it cracks me up. But like if I knew this stuff, then I mean I wish I would.
Again,
have
that's how I learned how to do it. So it's just actually, I find that easier than using Photoshop because I'm just so used to
Jordan
it. or whatever.
uses After Effects, which isn't a bad thing
Yeah.
to do. Like, isn't a bad thing.
Well,
but
Jordan
at the
probably
same time-
learned a lot of stuff on After Effects because he did a
Yeah.
lot of that shit.
Yeah.
Essentials, I guess, right? Was it Essentials that he used for his and like FX? I don't know. He probably used something for his like actual effects, like stuff that he would do.
That was Adobe After Effects.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For me, I
He's
feel
been
like
using it for a long time.
uni fucking was what I learned a lot of shit just being there, like being at film school. I fucking learned so much, like just about like camera angles and what looks good, what doesn't. Like that really improved my machinima stuff. I always feel, and I think when I did one called back to I guess what the fuck what was I saying, like how I got started or whatever.
Smash. You started with
Yeah, I
Smash.
started with Smash. I started from Smash. Now we're here, and then so I did this.
Well, no,
machinima
you
thing.
that's what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was just
Oh,
making-
okay.
making a
Film
joke.
school.
Well, no, you're like being sarcastic about it, but I'm like.
Oh
being
no,
genuine,
no, I
like,
actually wasn't that time.
I don't know how that was
you fucking
sarcasm.
made a
but-
snorting
go for it.
noise.
Because it was like a lame joke. Like
Oh, okay. What was the joke?
I don't know.
it's,
Here's
that,
what
it's,
I'm
that,
saying.
it's that song where
That's
it's
what I
like
mean.
started from Smash, now we're here.
Well, you're like, what did I start with? What was I saying? And I'm like, Smash. Oh, yeah,
Started
nice
with
joke.
Smash, now I'm here.
Like, what?
Anyway.
Anyway,
Film
fucking
school and such.
yeah, uni was like I like really turned my shit around and doing that one machinima I did, that Final Fantasy one called Real Men, I think it was. That was like
Only real men.
only real men would do this, whatever. That one was like, that one got like a lot of views and it did really well, and like everyone at the office like loved it. That and No One Let You, apparently everyone
It's
at the
almost 1 million views on Real Men.
really.
Yeah. At 991,050 views.
That's sick. Oh no, my highest one is Zombie Attack Modern Warfare 2.
I have
Oh,
seen
wow.
that one.
It's fucking bollocks.
You know, Modern Warfare, or was it one?
Modern Warfare 2, I think it
It
was.
says Modern Warfare 2. Zombie Attack? 4.5 million views.
Fucking hell, what?
Dexter Boy.
That's pretty good. I remember seeing it.
That was
5
bollocks
million.
though. I just pressed record
I
and
was
made
like
it all up.
experimenting
before
with like
zombies now,
COD,
I guess.
COD 2
Yeah, it
machinimas
was.
during that time as well. So I made a few garbage ones. Well, I mean garbage because of like they were old. But I remember your video going up, and I was like, this shit's pretty funny because I was doing some fucking show and stuff, and I remember seeing that like uploaded within like the same kind of span as what I was doing. So yeah.
Oh, there was that one I did, Call of Dover. That was pretty good. But like didn't do very well view-wise, so I couldn't be fucked with it anymore.
Yeah.
But I did one episode. I wrote 3 episodes of it, and that was actually pretty good. Like, just I had a really cool story for it and stuff. And No One Let You did alright. But
If it film school seems like I would definitely have like done a lot. Although I think I would be, I think I probably would have been annoyed in film school if I was like already doing a lot of that, and then in film school they teach you like the basics. So I'm like, oh, how to use the camera, and then it's like really intricate stuff like lighting, and then like you go into like, you know, how to have a proper shot with like the best results and stuff. I think I'd be like, well, if I just want to have a shot, like, you know.
yeah, I mean, like, I admit I kind of fucked around a bit, and that's why I dropped out, because I was like, I'm gonna fail. Like, what is the point? I did really well in all the film stuff. I got like A's or the fuck, like really, really good grades. And was it A? I remember what the fucking grade system was. I just remember getting like the highest marks you could get, and I was like, cool, I'm doing pretty good here. But then you had to do web design and photography. Photography, I don't give a fuck about, so I just didn't do any work for that, and I didn't do any of the web
Oh
design
yeah,
either.
your system is like infinitely better than the American like college system for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons is that when you take your curriculums, you're like doing what you want, as opposed to like, yeah, you have to do stuff that like
Here you would
is-
have to go to a specialty school, and then that degree, whatever you do there,
like if
isn't
I wanted to
necessarily
do film,
recognized.
I also have to do basic math, basic history,
Oh, no.
basic English, like get all those as
Yeah.
well to pass.
Actually, fuck, at college, I do that as well.
Really?
That's why, well, it's one of the reasons I got kicked out, I guess. I didn't fucking do all that shit, yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have just straight gone to film school then. In that case, like that's what I,
I
was
did
planning
I
on
did
doing,
film in
but-
college.
Yeah.
I did film in college, and then I did film at uni, so it's
Yeah.
like, still, yeah, I was fucking
The funny thing
bored.
is, like, I was doing the YouTube stuff as a hobby, like during college, even up till college. But like, I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere, like a normal human being. So I started like, I wanted to do criminal justice.
Ooh.
Oh,
That
man, I
was
would've-
something I was getting into.
I know that's ironic, 'cause that's the kind of shit. When I was about 16, 17, I wanted to be a lawyer when I was 16, 17.
Yeah,
so
I wanted to be,
Objection!
I wanted to
yeah,
be a cop, not a lawyer. But
well, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a cop. That's kind of interesting. We had similar
yeah, well,
aspirations.
so
I
that
guess.
was
considered the
I was
military.
almost an adult at that point.
Well, I mean, I
but
was like kid till about 14, 15.
I'm talking 18 though.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
16, I was like, I want to be a lawyer till about 17, 18. I was like, okay, I'll just do this fucking machinima shit.
Yeah. Well, I had known a family member who went to the same college for the same degree, and he was really good, and he didn't get like a really good job for film, and I was like, well, I'll probably be in the same boat. Like, I don't think I'm above everyone else in film, like even if I did really well. So I was like, maybe I'll just do criminal justice because that seems like a better field to get into. And I don't know, I was really curious about it, but I'm glad I didn't, because I actually dropped out without like any real solid, hey, this is a good idea. Like, there wasn't like a machinima contract. I was making thousands or hundreds even. It was just like, I liked doing it and I wanted to give it a try because college sucked. That was really it.
See, like,
So-
the last part of my story is, so, no, fuck, excuse me. So, yeah, so all the shit I've been saying, like Gears and more, whatever, Final Fantasy, I've done all this stuff. That's not even including, like, little things I did. So that's a lot of stuff. Pretty much a big portfolio, right? So, fucking dropped out of uni. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go back to England, like, whatever. So I go back to England. My parents lived in Dubai, so I lived in the house that we all used to live in Dubai. So that was one good thing about that. I have to pay rent, so that was cool. I could live in the house and just do what the fuck I wanted. So I'm there. I'm back home, and obviously I got no grades because obviously I didn't pass anything. I've got GCSEs, which are like fuck all. That's like high school shit when I was 16.
It's like the GED here.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have
no, I'd
no
imagine
idea.
it is. If when you graduate high school, you get a GED.
Yeah. My grades are fucking abysmal, like D's and U's and shit. But whatever. I did get a B in dance, believe it or not, and I got a fucking C in English. So it's pretty shit.
A B in dance.
Yeah,
Apparently, you're more fluent in dance than English.
I did a 2-year course in 6 months. Because in year 9 you have an option to do it if you want for an extra grade, and I figured why not? Like an extra GCSE.
And
so.
now you choreographed the Harry
I
Girls
did
dance.
choreograph there.
There's some life skills you probably applied, you know.
Actually, no, I was in 3 major productions as a kid when I did dance. Actually,
Yeah.
I used to love that shit. I was really into it.
Did any of you guys do drama?
Drama. I got a U in drama though.
How?
Got expelled from the class.
What'd you do? Act bad?
Started
No,
drawing.
I was just a twat. Actually, the teacher fucking bummed me. Like, he was, like, obsessed with me. He was like, oh, man. Like, for some reason, he just loved my acting skills. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't, like, be like, to be or not to be. I was just kind of being myself or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but he was, like, bumming me, and he kept putting me in all these things. But I used to clash with him a lot. I don't know. I think I threw a chair at him or something. I don't fucking know. It was something
That's why
like
I got
that.
a U. Did you do any like drama
I
or
wanted
acting?
to, but I didn't want to be like super nerdy. Like I
Yeah.
felt I was already in that department, and I feel like if I did sports and stuff, so I felt like I balanced it out. Like I have this underground, like I play video games all the time, and then I balance it out with like sports. And
Yeah.
that way,
That's
you
kind
know.
of depressing in a way. Like, that you
That's
cared
like a social
about, like,
construct
yeah, that's,
thing.
Well,
where it's like,
I mean, I was like friends with like generally everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
so was I.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, and like I didn't want because I already felt different because of like being Russian, and then I moved high schools, and like I guess like I cared to some degree, but like no one in drama class I was like really like I wasn't really friends with anyone there. So if I went there, it'd be like just to join, just so I can do it. But there was like some tryhards in it, and I was like, I don't really want to.
Yeah, there
You know
are a
what
few
The kid who
tryouts in
shows
mine
up in
as
a
well.
suit every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at my
and
school we
it's
had
just
to
like
anyway.
over the top.
Oh, how
acting.
are you doing?
Yeah, but
I'm
we had
like,
suits anyway because we have school uniforms, so
Yeah.
you have to wear a blazer and shirt and stuff.
Plus, like the teacher was like this nerd dude too, so I'm just like, I don't want to like stay after class. Like, I'd rather be with my friends like playing sports than to like do this thing.
I never
you
had
know.
a. Well, we didn't have drama class. It was an elective, like after school sort of stuff. And
Well,
so
that's what it was for.
Oh,
me,
okay.
so,
Well,
yeah.
I never had any male teachers though. They were all female. Like I had a lot of
Oh, really?
great like acting teachers. Yeah, I never really had any male teachers. That's kind of weird, but
It would have been fun. I wish I did it,
Yeah.
honestly, because I mean,
It's-
drama
it's-
is
I fucking
fun.
loved drama.
it was an
Drama
outlet.
and dance, like I know dance is pretty fucking girly. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I
mean,
loved it.
it's, yeah,
I
it's
fucking loved it,
whatever.
man. Like flips and stuff. Because it wasn't just like
yeah,
it was like proper like flips and shit, and you could do
Actual
like break
dance
dancing as well. I did
techniques.
break dancing
Yeah.
for a year. That was pretty good. Got kicked out of that though. It was fucking bullshit.
What? Got kicked out of that? Jeez, was there anything that you didn't drop out? Or
I
get kicked out
try
of?
to avoid. I mean, it's kind of hard not to on my past right now, but I try to avoid it as much as possible because obviously, like, I wasn't exactly the nicest kid, right?
Yeah,
I was a bit
no,
of a
I
twat,
understand that.
which is
I was an
unfortunate.
asshole. I was an asshole growing up too. Like when I was
Like,
super young.
I like to think I've matured and grown up a bit, and I'm a different person now. But I wasn't exactly.
Yeah, I remember I got like class clown in like middle school for my high school, or for the electives. We had like electives. I think I talked to you about electives at some point.
You might have. Were we drunk?
Maybe.
You might
It's
fucking
like this thing that you get, and it's like you're known for, and they put it in the yearbook, like best hair, best
Oh
eyes.
yeah, okay.
Really depressing when you think about it. You're pretty much telling this kid like, "Hey, you have the best out of everyone here," and if you didn't get anything, like, well, what am I?
Yeah.
Did you get anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we didn't have that.
Did you guys have the Terrific Kid Awards? Did you have the Terrific Kid Awards?
No,
We
I
had
don't think
a Terrific Kid Awards. I had Most Improved for one of the years. I had, in 4th grade, I had the worst teacher in the world. And that was the year you were supposed to learn double-digit multiplication. And I
Yeah.
did not learn it that year. And I was behind in math every year since that. So,
math is shit.
yeah, math is shit, but that's...
Oh
yeah.
fuck! I just realized.
You need to learn math
Shit, sorry.
because you're not gonna be walking around with a calculator every single day
Yeah, I
of your
know.
life. Like that's just not gonna happen.
No.
That's why you need to learn it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Let me finish the story then. 'Cause I just realized we went so off track. I just realized.
It's all right. That's,
keep
that's
throwing
how
you off
Preach Talk
drama.
goes.
No, it's good. Like, I
Drama.
like it. This is good. Fucking. So yeah, dropped out of uni. I'm like, fuck this. I want to go home. To be fair, I only stayed the last 2 months because the girlfriend at the time. So I'd stayed for no reason anyway. It was pointless. Like, what was the fucking point of that? That was stupid. What a waste of my life. Anyway, yeah, so I left. So I broke up with her, left, went back to England. And so I'm at home. I think I bought a PS3 actually at the time. I was playing Final Fantasy 13. I was like, loving life. And I was just proper like, I was one of those people who don't think of their future. I do not care. I just want to like have fun with my friends and just get
instant
like
gratification.
like have enough to get by. Like that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
I didn't even ever give a fuck about my future. Kind of like my brother. My brother's kind of like that. And anyway, I got a call from Micah, who works at Machinima, and he was just like, we're
Still works at Machinima.
yeah,
One of the few.
He is, yeah, one of the very few ones. We have an idea for a show we want to pitch you. Can we call you in like 2 days? And I'm like, cool, that's kind of weird because I spoke to Micah a lot. I spoke to loads of the Machinima guys, and they're like never called me personally. So I'm like, yeah, all right, give me a call like tomorrow, whatever the fuck. So bear in mind at this point, I was really good friends with Lyle. I knew Jordan and like whatever. So at this point, just for timeline like sake, I kind of knew most of you lot. I think I knew you at that point as well. I'm assuming.
I've never really had much interaction.
Yeah,
with you up until
I think we're kind of like we knew each other, but we didn't really speak.
I'm amazed we never specifically directly spoke because I was in calls with Lyle all the time. I was in calls with Jordan all the time. Like it just never,
yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I think we might have been in maybe a couple calls together, but didn't really interact.
Yeah. It was you and James and Seamus. I didn't even know Seamus was actually until I pretty much joined the Creatures actually, which is kind of weird.
I didn't really know Seamus until I had recorded with him once before I even knew him. It was kind of weird.
Oh, and then James, like I only knew James because of it was featured one day on the fucking front page.
He blew up around that time.
He had 1 million subs and he was in like some bounty castle, and I was like,
oh, that was at the first Creature House.
Then that's it. I remember because I saw you in the video, and I was like, oh, that's Dan. I remember Dan. And
I just got my new camera.
So I remember doing research, and I was like, oh, they're in a house now, and they've got this company, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I remember messaging you and saying like, wow, congratulations.
No, okay, yeah, you and I did text talk. And you were talking about potentially getting in. You had been doing Sanity for a while before.
Yeah, that was like 2 years.
That. But you had messaged me. That was when you were messaging me about doing Let's Plays, and you're really reticent about it. Like you were really not.
I was always against it. Like
and I explained to you like.
Yeah, I remember Lyle made that like Minecraft like. Let's Play like shit on parody.
Yeah,
Minecraft.
I remember that too.
Yeah, I did a My Little Pony one on Respawn.
But that was the same
the
thing. That like Let's Plays were after like Call of Duty, so there was this whole Call of Duty backlash, and then eventually like you guys started doing like the whole Minecraft thing, and then Minecraft backlash.
I think eventually I was like, fuck it, like whatever. Like I don't care.
I mean, there are people still.
I'm a hypocrite,
there are
whatever.
people still
Like,
stuck in those days, though.
Yeah, there are
like
Machinima
from the old
directors
Machinima days
that are still just that mindset.
I just remember
like it's a dying art, but it's a better art than whatever's going on now, and it's like,
hey, I still make shit. I still make
oh,
shit.
there you go.
Chilled. I remember me, Chilled, and Laura in a
Cryus
Skype call.
Gamers.
Huh?
Cryus Gamers.
What are they?
Serious.
That's Chilled's like channel
That's
name.
his channel.
Oh,
But
it is?
he was he was labeled as that. I remember his gears in Machinima.
Somebody called him Cryus Gamers.
I don't know.
Gamers.
I remember his knife one.
Gamers.
He had the knife one where the knife goes through different games. And
Yeah, I remember that.
I think Jordan did the effects on it.
I remember that one.
I think I remember
That got a lot of views.
there was like he did like a Gears
fuck
of
is
War
happening?
Machinima is what I remember. He did something around
I
that.
think it is.
Yeah. I remember a few of his, but I'm having a hard time remembering which ones they were exactly. But
Him and I were on
yeah.
a call once going through our own. Like I was linking him mine, and he was linking me his. And this is like well after anything. And there was a few that I had seen that I never knew was his.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that was you. It was like Dex with the no won't let you thing. But
Oh yeah. What was I gonna say a minute ago? Fuck.
we went off again. You said chill.
And I haven't finished my fucking story when I finished uni or whatever. Anyway, let me do this real quick. Yeah, I remember being in a call with me, Lyle, and Chilled, and we were really against these fucking Machinima posting these gameplay stuff, top 10 kills, whatever. And we were in this call and we were like, this is stupid, this is lame, like, it's Machinima, like, this is all these gameplay and top 10, whatever. And especially Chilled, he was really against it. He was like, yeah, it's fucking stupid. And
Jordan at the time also was super
yeah.
stubborn. With
Lyle
the
was very
worker.
stubborn about it as well. I was stubborn about it. All three of us were. Literally, I'm not even joking. Maybe a day, I think maybe 2 days. 2 days later, a video goes up. Top 10 fails at fucking like Red Dead Redemption by Chilled Chaos. I was like, what the fuck? Like you were like yelling about it, and there it is. And I think from that point on, I was like, okay, well, I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. And then that's when I spoke to you ages ago, and I was like, I might do this, and you were like, yeah.
Well, I told you. I was
Honestly,
trying
I think that conversation what made me just be like, fuck it and do it.
Well, I don't think you did it immediately though. After we talked, because we talked about recording together, but we also I was telling you like if it was easy to do, everyone would do it. At this point, everybody does do it, but like everyone would do it and would succeed. But like I was just trying to tell you how it wasn't easy. Because that's a lot of the machinima people like mentality, where it's like, I'm gonna spend a month making a machinima, like one video, and it's gonna be good. But it's like, you have to sit down and be entertaining and keep talking over gameplay and make it fun. Like, that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I agree.
So like I think that's what a lot of machinima creators think is like, it's too easy. You just like record it, cut it up, and blah.
At the time, it was like a really low budget though, so it really was too easy. Like no one had like a huge structure to it. They just knew that they just had to talk. And a lot of the older Call of Duty machinimas were just like, "What's going on, guys?"
It was
like,
post commentary as well.
So
Yeah,
check
that's
this out.
awful.
Last night I got this Amazon package, and inside, and it's just over gameplay. It's just like, dude, like my biggest stifle with it was I wasn't like super like I'm never gonna do like Let's Plays or anything, but I was really concerned because people would post up really good stuff and then they'd get bumped down immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that was why we were
videos
crying
that
about
Machinima-
it.
Yeah, so I didn't really like that too much because I was concerned that if like your video at that point, you're already competing with other machinimas, and now like in order to get yourself out there, you have to make sure like or hope, because it's not really up to you when it gets uploaded. You just have to
Yeah, it
hope
was
you don't
random,
get
wasn't it?
bumped the fuck down by like 10 other Call of Duty videos. So.
Well, there was
That
that
was just- I don't
Sanity
know.
season 1 episode 1. We had that joke at the end. Do
I
you remember
love
with the
that
button?
The-
you remember that?
At the end of the episode, it has Micah. It's like an animated segment, right?
Yeah.
It has Micah, and it's like machinima videos are going up on the channel, and then he pushes this big red button that's like Modern Warfare 2 commentary,
And they're just like
and
everywhere.
he's just like. And it was hilarious because nobody watching it who doesn't know Micah at Machinima isn't gonna get that joke, and it's not even like it was Micah's decision anyway.
or even get the whole thing. Like
Yeah,
if you watched
like-
it now, you'd be like, I don't get it. Cause
hilarious to
I'm
me,
like,
though.
it's done, let's post it, and I was like, fucking awesome, man. Now let's wait for them to post it, and then obviously it sees it, and he's like, he sees Sanity clearly, and he moves over, and it says like 1 million COD videos, and he just goes like,
Yeah.
presses the button or whatever. That was pretty good, but at the time, or
And
whatever.
a super inside joke.
Oh, speaking of that, okay, I can finally finish my fucking story. So, Jesus Christ, Micah calls me and he's pitched me an idea for this robot chicken type show. He's like Sanity wasn't actually my idea, by the way, in case you're wondering. Like, it was actually Micah's idea. So he pitched me this idea and he said, we like your content. You've got loads of different games. You've had loads of experience with different games. You're pretty good at voice acting at this point. That's what I'm saying. The Real Men thing really, whatever.
Man, that animation.
Yeah, that was Lyle's animation back in the day. He did
Lyle
the animations
animation.
for season 1.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
100 trillion. That's Micah.
I keep playing it. Look. I do like the Modern Warfare stuff.
I always love that.
Yeah, he did the animations for season 1. Because I did the interactive choices.
Oh, Micah.
I saw Micah, I think, like a year and a half ago.
He apparently is the devil incarnate.
Yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, he called me up, pitched the idea, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. And I figured, well, I'm really good friends with Lyle. Like, he's a fucking good guy, and he knows what he's doing and shit. And I was like, well, how about if, I'd rather have someone else do it with me. So I was like, should I get Lyle on board? And he's like, yeah, of course you can. So that's when we did the first 3 episodes, and I thought they were pretty good, and we put them up, and obviously did really well. And then season 2 fucking blew up and whatever, and then when everything pretty much from then on, like, it's been all good. I posted Sanity for a few years, and then season 3, obviously, that was when me and Lyle didn't really get along, and then we fired him or whatever, and then got you on board, and then season 4 I fucking love season 4. It's my favorite one, actually. Season 4 was great.
I don't think you fired him. I think he like.
No. Okay, you know what? It's been so long now, I doubt he'll even care, but he basically...
We actually have Lyle on live video phone right now. Let's go to
Yeah.
the feed. Lyle, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Anyway.
No,
well,
the truth is, right, this is coming out right now, unless I just brush it under the
truth is
cover.
coming out right now.
Do you want me to brush it under the rug, or...?
I don't really know what happened.
I don't
so-
care. It's not
That's what I'm
my.
saying,
It's not
like-
my thing.
Hey, you know what? Let's get Jordan in here.
Okay, fine. No one will ever know the truth. No one will ever know the truth.
I'm not saying you can't say it.
I'm just sitting here
Basically,
reading chat.
he did say actually he wasn't sure if he wanted to do another season. Like I think towards the end he was like, oh, I don't want another one, but at the same time he didn't really say no. Either way, it wouldn't have mattered because me and Jeremy were like, yeah, like we don't want him in this show anymore, so we fired him. Essentially,
Just wasn't working.
yeah. So when he did the vlog and he was like, yeah, I left because of it wasn't inspiring or creative differences. It's kind of like I had to really bite my lip and be like, you know what? I'm not going to cause any fucking drama. I had to redo my vlog like 3 times because I was like, in the vlog, I was like, yeah, me and Lara don't get along anymore. Like, it's not fun working with him. And he wasn't doing any work. I was sick of being his mom, basically. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. I don't want to cause drama. So I just put a vlog saying, yeah, Lyle's left, unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. But I just swept it under the rug. And that's media for you. It's all just a fucking front. Like, you got to pretend or whatever. So just didn't want to cause any drama. So it was kind of upsetting seeing that vlog where it's like, I left because of this and it's uninspiring, whatever. It's like, well, that might have been slightly true, but I mean, you couldn't have even done it even if you wanted to. Like, you did get fired, and like, that wasn't the reason why. Like, let's be honest here. So it was a bit disheartening to see that, to be honest. But we're cool now, I'm sure, and that was ages ago now. So I doubt he gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But at the time, I was like, ah, shit, that's kind of annoying. But so yeah. And especially at the end of the season 3 finale, we were going to have him kill himself, and then the janitor comes in and he's like, don't worry, we've got someone else. And I was like, you going to come or whatever.
Did that happen?
No, because that was his idea. And I was like, that's good, that's good.
That is a good idea.
Yeah. And then instead he changed it and went like, tell everyone I shot myself. Because like, he basically did it so like, I'm leaving the band now, bye. Like, I'm really cool, like left. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that wasn't the ending we agreed on. And it was like, literally the day before we were going to upload it, I think, when he sent it, pretty much. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's trying to, like, change the ending so he's, like, this badass character. He's like, oh, I'm really cool, and left the band and left me by myself. So I was like, fuck that. So I just had him kill himself. I was like, I did the shot in the background, so he's dead. And then season 4, he was dead. I was like, oh. But that's show business for you. Like, it doesn't work. Like, sometimes people don't get along, and then you gotta get someone else.
That's just life. That's not necessarily. Well, yeah. That's not just show business.
But I mean, I meant more, like, behind the scenes kind of thing.
No,
like,
we have the exact same thing with, a couple different instances.
Yeah, so it's just good to it's good to like not have any drama. It's one
of those things where like shit happens down the road and eventually,
But we had a good run. Like I enjoyed doing the show with him, but it just didn't work out in the end. And then I think that was when season 3 was kind of depressing to do. And then
Jesus, Jordan, can we finally start this creature talk?
Is the video up? Is it
Can we start this creature talk?
I just finished it. It's rendering right now.
It's rendering. Fucking hell, how long did you take?
Mr. Dexter, man.
We have not had all 4 of us in this room yet to start the creature talk.
No, we were.
Hey
4 of us
guys,
at
welcome
one
to
point.
episode
Like a brief
131 of Creature Talk.
Like
It
a minute
is
or something.
5/30/2015.
So where are we at right now?
We were at the pre-show. We were just talking about random stuff.
We were just talking about life.
So what's going on, guys? Welcome to Creature Talk. Lots of stuff to talk about.
How long has it
today.
been?
It's been 2 hours.
Oh yeah, it says 2 hours and 6 minutes.
two
You know what? I've actually really enjoyed this creature talk.
I
It might
have
been-
too. You know
There's
what?
a couple people that said greatest creature talk ever.
That's why I like it because Jordan wasn't there.
It's fucked up.
I'm just
Because I'd be here to dispel all of your gloatings about your machinima skills.
No, they're all bollocks, but they still got me to where I was.
My shitty animation, no, not animation.
I
My
didn't even
shitty
get-
use of Xbox body acting got me to where I was.
Yeah.
I have peaked a very long time ago.
What's our status right now? I mean, we're 2 hours in.
I think all 3 of us have gone through somewhat our history. Of
Life
how we got
story,
started.
pretty much.
Yeah, we have gone through a lot of life stuff.
There was a lot of life stuff.
There was a
life
lot of
stuff.
life shit,
Yeah.
wasn't
Do
there?
you want me to do stuff, or should we just
Nah, fuck it.
just go on?
Nah, I'm joking. Go for it if you want.
Because that thing is rendering in there. I need it up by 7 o'clock. And you
What
should
is
probably look at it.
What are you uploading?
I'm not uploading. It's the thing that Dex did, like in his.
It's going up in, like,
he
20
didn't even know what
minutes.
color correction was, so I had to go through.
I know what
color
color correction
the
is.
entire
I
thing.
just didn't want it to be like fucking a rainbow. That's all.
Did you do color correction on the Hairy Girls thing? Or did
No,
you?
That
he
was
did
me.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
See,
you were gonna go through.
no, I didn't have time to,
Ah.
but I kind of had
It was
time now,
basic.
so I went through. and
Color correction's not my thing. Like that's
But
my
I mean, and
least
this
He
one's
did-
easy though because
skill.
you
He
can
did the
just like
same color correction on this one, and I just want to do. You know,
I haven't seen any of what
Like,
this
pop
is.
it.
It's another like music video.
it's pretty. What do you mean? Dan,
I'm just.
Why are you spoiling it?
It's just. I mean, it's just. It's going up in 20 minutes. If James were here, he'd be like, "Why the fuck wouldn't you mention it?" Because this is going up on YouTube after anyway.
Okay, fine. Do you want to
No,
just do it?
Just don't
No, we
worry.
can.
No,
we can.
no. It's okay.
We can?
So what's the verdict? Should I just do a quick rundown, or is just
about
end?
your shit, Jordan.
Tell us about your life.
Well, you
Tell
need
us
to go
about
and watch.
your 14-year-old Jordan. My name is Kutra.
I love Unreal Engine and Mass Effect.
So,
What the brown? What the brown?
Oh, God, I used to hate that.
oh yeah,
I started.
That was one thing I was not a fan of.
Hey, Creature Cats
Brown.
is me.
Brown.
I remember playing Halo with you,
Creature
and the whole
Cats
time you were just going,
was my parody
what
of
the
him
brown is
that he
this?
took me
The
to
brown? The brown? That's the first time I ever spoke to you, I think. You're like, what the brown is this? The brown? The whole time I was thinking, this guy's a fucking goon.
Now he says "darn sure" all the time. Like he just switches catchphrases every couple months.
Well, let's see. I started out in humble beginnings in the basement of my parents' house in Massachusetts. The year was 2008. I decided to get a Dazzle DVC 170 after I watched Matchmaking by Dark Spire Films.
Ooh.
I was inspired
How
by.
they dark-spired you?
So I saw.
those guys.
Well, they actually tried to come back
They
not
did,
too
yeah.
long ago, and didn't really do anything. It was kind of a pathetic attempt at coming back. So
Yeah,
that was
they
pretty
did
interesting.
like revamped.
But they
episodes,
did,
right?
yeah, they did really good stuff. They had a matchmaking series in Halo, which is really what made me want to get into it, because I was like, oh, I could try that in Call of Duty. I could go back
the
into
Lost
Halo.
Spartans.
Lost
Or
Spartans.
the Forgotten Spartans.
Forgotten Spartans, was that it?
Is that the Darknell one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that didn't get me into it. That got me pretty pumped though
Yeah,
when
it
I
did.
saw some of
Even
that
I
stuff.
saw that one.
So like,
Fucking their 40-player.
oh, that
like,
was
LAN
pretty
episode.
amazing, and
That
their
shit is-
masking that they had like set up to make it
You
even
know, Lyle did
crazier.
a really good Master Chief voice in that episode too.
Yeah, Lyle did do
Did
it. I actually came into the series later on too.
He did a really good video called War. Do you remember that?
Master Chief War.
War. That was probably Lyle's best video, I think he ever
The one
did.
where he throws the fucking shark.
Yeah,
And
that was his
stabs
best. That was
through
his best
somebody.
video he ever did, I think.
It's
That
pretty
was good.
interesting.
That shit was just over the top. It was
Yeah.
funny.
Apparently,
Anyway.
they made an app game,
Who, the Dark,
Dark
Spire?
Spire
Yeah, they
a
did. I
year
remember
ago.
they did try and do
and in their
that,
description
yeah.
they said, "We made a game and you'll probably hate it." It's called Up and Down Dragon.
Is it any
Uh,
good?
yeah. I remember seeing like a tweet or something like that.
It's still on
Yeah.
the App Store for.
You play like Dexter.
Huh? Oh yeah, soar through the clouds as Dexter, a hungry green dragon. Swipe up or down to make him rise or
die. Picture
die.
or something on
That's
Skype
your new
as
nickname.
the fucking dragon.
There's some random green.
Look at him. That's you right
He's
there.
a fucking ball.
He's gonna eat that Mario star right there.
Anyway, you watch their stuff.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Jordan. Sorry,
Series,
Jordan.
comedy
Got into that. The
series
comedy
by
series
them.
was really into that.
It was pretty good.
And yeah, they did a good job on it. It was pretty innovative for its time. They had some good voice acting. So I got into that, watched that series, went back, went to Best Buy, got a Dazzle, hooked it up to my dad's laptop, started making some Call of Duty stuff with the friends I'd played with on Call of Duty. You know, they were horrific, terrible things, but they were the start, the foundation, and you can still find them on my channel if you go all the way back to the beginning. There's
Zephyr
just-
isn't on there anymore. Didn't you private that?
I didn't private it. It would have been Machinima that privated it, because like they went through and privated a bunch of random
see.
crap a while ago.
I just looked at my playlist. A lot of my stuff is deleted.
Yeah. So I'd made a bunch of stuff like that, and eventually I got into the scene more. Started watching more Digital Fear, and which is
Manning.
no, I didn't watch any of your crap. So I watched that, and then I got into it. You know, met up with Dan because the duo group
I
stuff
feel
had
like
started
you
to
were
inspire me.
a little bit.
You're a snob, I felt.
Yeah, I felt that you were a little bit high horse.
You're a fucking
a few
snobby
conversations
bastard.
I've had with you, you gave off that vibe. and
Whoa!
You
how
are
would you explain
snobby
it?
I
little
caught
man.
him when he was pretty early on the duo group site, and I cut him down a size because I watched his Zephyr trailer, and I was like, cinematography is great, voice acting is great. Your titles need work because it was just like nasty ass, like,
Yeah.
stock.
I think it was like
font.
red text
It
on
was just,
like yeah.
no, it was white. It
No,
was just,
I
it
would
looked
I would
nasty.
say I would agree with you in the fact that I probably
fucking
I was
asshole.
young and I probably felt that since I had like I don't know 15,000 subscribers that
That was
I
a
was
lot.
pretty.
And you were
I
like,
was
I've got a
pretty
real
hot.
engine. Look at my realistic
Well,
models.
no, I didn't get not to that point yet, but I may have gotten like that's when Dexter would have come in a little.
Because
bit
I remember
later.
I did like helped you out with body acting and just like the way you were like saying like because I remember you had like one shot. It was Call of Duty. It was like I think it was a Santa Claus one. Do you
That was the
remember
one I did with Lemur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I helped you out, and like you had some shot, and I was like, well, what if you do it like this? And you're like, you pause, and you're like, no, we're not doing that. And you just kept going. Like,
What was
you
this
just
popular
ignored me,
machinima
and
at the time? What was this most popular machinima at the time?
Let's see. That was.
I don't remember the fucking names and
Like,
shit. Like,
Alex, have you seen Reprisal? Have you
Yeah.
seen that? I made that, Alex. Do you think I needed a shot like that and that? No.
and there was all like, you
I
know,
need this shot.
what the Brown going on.
Yeah,
What was that? Was
yeah.
that
Lot
Team
of What the
Fortress
Browns.
2 thing you did?
The payload one.
It was like just little shorts, like every week, wasn't it?
Oh, that was.
That was recently. That was
No. It was.
Oh, that was
No. This was
Okay.
just a short thing. Something.
Apparently, the season 3 finale on Sanity is now privated. Somebody said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, what was the name of that? I know what you're talking about. There's just like these short little random things that I did.
Yeah.
Something.
I just remember that one he did where it was like, he dies and then, or he like sees a sniper or something, and
No,
do you remember what the name of that one was?
is
I
it
always
the
forget the fucking name
I
of it.
always like, man, looking back
You know
at
what? I
myself
kind
back
of-
then,
I
it was
kind of vaguely
stupid
remember.
Or
because
he's driving the mongoose.
Yeah,
and
he
he's like,
stops at the
every decision or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, he was like waiting to
and he
shoot
like
that
looks
guy.
back, and
He's
the
like-
guy's like shooting at him, and it's like a flash forward or something of what he did, and he takes the bullet, and then
Oh.
he just like dies. And
Which
he's
is
like,
that? There's a Modern Warfare one you did, I think. It was
There's
It
no,
starts
there's
with-
so
it's
many
like
of them. Because I'd always go in the thesaurus and I'd look like, okay, I'm making a machinima.
You must have. Your titles were
I'm
such a
making
snobby
a
little man.
machinima about revenge.
And you
Why?
wanted-
But I
Hey,
don't want to call
I
it
had-
revenge.
I had
want
one
to call
called
it something.
I did stuff like Fatal Retribution. and
Retribution. Well, no,
I
it
had
wasn't
I had like,
retribution.
Slutty
I had, like
Adventure,
noob
alright.
combo engaged.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
fucking
Just looking
Fatal
back at
Mine was
Retribution.
myself.
Wolf's Retarded Mission.
Wolf's retarded.
Peach's Slutty Adventure was the very first one I ever did.
Oh, what was the name of that?
Peach's
You were
Slutty
true to
Adventure.
yourself. That's exactly what it was. Wolf's retarded adventures, Peach's slutty trip, like or whatever. I don't know. Adventure. Everyone has their own
What was
adventure,
the name of that?
which kind of sounds like a hentai thing.
Yeah,
now
it
that-
doesn't it?
doesn't
Like, Gears No More was a pretty good title.
Yeah,
Gears of
No
War,
More.
Gears No More, because they turn into locusts.
White Phoenix is kind of good too.
I like that name, White Phoenix. That was my favorite show, White Phoenix, hands down. I loved that one. That was my favorite. Really enjoyed that shit.
So
I'm trying to think of the name of this thing really
Snobby
quick.
Jordan.
Yeah, no, I can
What
definitely
was
see
what?
that.
What game was it?
17-year-old.
It was Halo. It
Oh,
was
geez, I'm gonna get a bunch of results. Halo 3.
Yeah,
Halo 3
what?
Kucha,
It was
yes.
it was
I'm gonna get like Warthog.
it was a
bullshit.
it was a synonym to like a retrospect.
Yeah, retrospect.
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 Just going back and like just thinking about it. Yeah, every single
For some
time
reason,
I would
always
think about
remember
it.
that one. I don't know why, but that
Well,
to me
I
is
actually
like,
got complimented by Digital Fear on that one. He saw it go up and I was in a lobby with him and he was like, "Yeah, you made retrospect. That was pretty good."
He like really
Good
fell
job.
off the
I was
wagon
like,
pretty
wow,
bad though, didn't he?
That was pretty cool. I just had Digital
February
Fear come for
21st,
me.
2009. Jordan was.
it's
on that.
weird
Oh,
too. 'cause
Spartacus 280.
Yeah, that was my.
That was
Spartacus
that
280.
was
That
why. It had
my
a weird,
other-
it had a weird
What
name,
about-
then it changed.
What about SVD? Spartacus
SVD. That was my gamer tag.
So what is 280? Is that the YouTube?
280
thing you
was
had?
just. I don't even know what.
To be
that
fair,
was.
mine was Dexboy 124. Like I just
like
made that up.
Spartacus
Oh,
280.
man,
No,
the
I was
interlacing
already.
on this Jordan is terrible.
Don't. Yeah, I was always Kutra. Like my YouTube was, and then.
Oh, effects.
Oh, you got effects on there,
There's
Jordan.
special
I think I've seen this
effects
one.
on
actually.
Hey, don't watch them now. What?
I'm just pulling it up.
Unless you're gonna show this one off, but
I showed off. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was not a good idea.
Eat this.
Yeah, this was I did
God.
enjoy this one. This was one of my more I did watch this. See, this actually turns yellow than red. That was actually a energy regen or the health regen thing that's always green. I did some effects on that.
Ooh.
Changed it like
Look
a
at that
red
interlacing,
light.
though, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one that like YouTube was like 380 though, like 480 or whatever.
And look, I still rendered 16:9 though. Like I was like,
It
man,
was future proofed.
I was future proofing myself because like look at this. He's like,
No, you rendered it 16 by 9, and then Machinima re-rendered it with their watermark 16 by 9.
there he shot him.
You can't even see that. It's like
Yeah,
too tough
well.
to see. But
Shot
anyway,
him and he killed him.
He shot him. He killed him,
There's
and then
some
he went
special
back,
effects
and
in there.
then he got killed. But I don't know what reason
Oh, I
he would
remember
kill
seeing
someone,
this.
then get killed, and then
I
if he
remember
didn't
seeing
shoot him,
this.
he wouldn't get
He
killed
got killed in
because
the first one, but in the second one when he retrospected, he didn't die.
yeah.
Who
I
did
guess
the
so.
one, the creature?
That was him.
That was you,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
you did masking around the visors, so they were still golden, but everything else was black and white.
Yes. Or maybe that was just the color.
Yeah,
effect
that's
that-
no. When I talked to you about the creature, that's another point when I knew you were fucking an asshole. Because I
think when you
Another
did the
point when I knew you were an
creature,
asshole.
Well, I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
I can't remember the conversations exactly, but the main thing I remember was actually being upset with Alex for taking this and getting a video that got 200,000 views.
Why?
Because that's big numbers back then. That was
pretty big
huge
back
Why?
numbers.
Wait,
back
wait,
then.
you're mad because why?
Because he used the creature and then like the name and stuff.
Oh, well, you guys accompanied that at that point.
No, just because I was the one that always used the word creature and all that stuff.
Oh, I remember
And
that.
he
Fucking
used
hell,
the
Joy,
name.
what?
The best part is
10 years
I
old.
literally talked to him about it. I said, hey, I'm doing this thing. Like, you say creature a lot. I want to make a video where it's like I show off the creature or whatever. And I do this like fucking MSP.
I remember.
It was like a dinosaur or something
And he
like
like pings me. He's like, yeah, whatever. And so I make it, and it goes up, and like afterwards, I like linked it to him, and he's like, wow, I can't believe you would do this or some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I asked you about this, and you're like, yeah, whatever, meow cats or some shit. And we never talked again after that.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan.
I mean,
So I was like-
that would have been a jokingly response, but I was
Yeah, all
no,
right.
the response would have been, but I legitimately was upset that it got that many views.
I was telling them earlier.
but not enough to hold a
Fuck
grudge
it
against
out.
Alex or anything.
It was
just,
back in the day, dude. Totally understandable. But I was
This is
talking to them
funny.
earlier about how like I asked you to work on some like FX stuff for some scenes I've had before. And like I rented them out, gave you the assets, and you're just like, yeah, I'll do them. And you never fucking hit me back up, so I'd just be sitting there like, you know, everyone's like, Alex is so thirsty. But getting people to do shit back then was like the biggest fucking challenge, unless they were like climbing to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to work with someone that's already like big, you had to fucking be like, hey, can you do this for me? Because I was willing to like pay you and stuff for this work, which is pretty big back then too. But like I knew you had good stuff, so I wanted like professional looking stuff. And you're like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Which is kind of
What
ironic.
were
You used to
the-
do stuff for us.
I like the stuff you did for what was it, fucking Euphoria films, Genghis Khan. There was like some
Genghis Khan.
I always call it Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
You had some like
Genghis.
visor effects, and I wanted to see if you could do some of those for something I had
Yeah.
going on. And you're like, yeah.
I really wasn't that good.
Films.
Like looking back at the stuff, no talent really. I was capable
No
of making
talent.
things.
At the time, you were.
kidding
all
me.
horrible people during that time.
Yeah,
anyway.
that was the complete.
I don't think
grind.
I was too
So
bad.
anyway, I had.
No, because you fucking got mad at me for saying your machine was like weren't really that good.
I was 17.
You really got mad at me.
I did, to be fair.
Like you got pissed.
Hey,
You were
I was
like,
an insecure
Oh, you
man.
fucking-
Can you go
say
check and see
shit
if that's
about you.
rendered and stuff?
I wouldn't suck it. I was a very insecure little man at that point.
I was just
You
trying to
should
be a
probably
friend.
double check.
I know,
like,
and I was
Unless
just
you
there,
trust
I was
my
crying.
color correcting
Alex.
as well, but
I saw
Hold
you do it
on.
earlier. Okay.
You need to be here for this. I do remember
I
our.
saw you pointing the finger.
I
so-
do remember our first real interaction.
It wasn't
Because
PAX?
we were on Skype. Like we both had each other on Skype. I guess through whatever. Maybe we were in a call together and we got added together. But you called me one day.
Yeah.
He called me one day, and you would know the story too, Jordan. Alex called me and he was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" "Oh man, not much. Why? Like, what's up?" He's like, "Yo, you did those like 360 Avatar machinimas back in the day, right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah. Have you seen those? Yeah, they're pretty good." And then all of a sudden, I start getting a shit ton of emails because I had, whenever like I got a message on YouTube or a comment or something, I would get an email notification because I wasn't that big, so it was like whenever I got a comment, I'd like to see it. I got like 300 messages at once. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? A lot of them are like, Dan is God. Dan is God. You are God. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm freaking out to Alex in the call. I'm like, what is happening right now? And you're like, yo, what's up? What's going on? And I was like, oh, maybe like Kucher or something. Like one of my friends must have like tweeted something out or like maybe like sent a bunch of people because I'm getting like a bunch of messages like, oh yeah. And then I start getting messages saying like, Immortal's doing it. Immortal's like, and he was live streaming the call with me and telling people to go message me. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck like.
oh man,
the most-
I think I wanted to do a prank, and I was like looking through my Skype, and I'm like, Dan would be a good one. I'm like, everyone go tell Dan that he's God.
I've never
Here's his
interacted
YouTube
with
channel.
Dan before. This is a good first impression.
Well, we did like a creature talk or something.
Yeah,
I must have
probably,
added
yeah,
from
yeah.
that. But I'm gonna go check on this thing.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Jordan can tell a little bit more about how much of a dick he was to everyone.
you know it's sad, but yes, looking back, I think I was quite the stuck-up.
I was thirsty, yo.
The stuck-up kid because like I was young and I did start out having more subs than everyone.
Yeah.
Initially because I had done a lot of stuff on Machinima and so I'd gained a lot of subscribers that way. So I guess I was a little bit stuck up.
There was a lot. Like there were there tended to be stuck-up people in the machinima directors community, like people who thought maybe, I'm making true art.
Yeah,
and
there's a
stuff
few
like that.
people like that. I wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, I could probably come off pretty nasty.
I mean, Genghis Khan even, like, tried to make some really deep stuff. I've tried to make,
Well, I think that's probably where it started for me. Was I was into making those really thought-provoking like pieces of crap. that I
still
always
am
made.
apparently. I don't even
And-
know what the fuck's wrong with me.
Like it's still fun nowadays. It would be like purely out of like just like the stupid crow thing.
Oh, yeah, the
like
crow
that.
thing, yeah.
Stuff like that is more so what I do. But before it was a formula of think of a cool monologue. Have a Spartan walking around or something, and then have a cool effect shot that ends the thing, or effect shots during. It was just that formula that I always had, and it was just stupid. And it was always because it was always tough doing. I think the main reason for that, it was so tough doing anything with more than one or two people, because you would have to like do the voice bending stuff, just the pitch changes to have a few people, and then the body actors and stuff. So it's so much easier just to have some guy walking around like talking to himself with sad music. So that's how that got started. Good granny.
Should we talk about our favorite creator who makes that kind of stuff? There's a
well, let
machinima.
me keep on. Let me get as far forward as I can before these two goons come back in here and halt my progress even more.
Likes to come in and stop everything.
Yeah, so after I had got started and got really into it, I had been doing like Halo machinimas and stuff for a while. I remember Machinima came to me at one point when I was like partnered and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, we'll give you a little bonus of like, I think it was like $200 if you make a machinima every week." So at that point, I'm just like hot diggity dog, and I just started cranking them out.
They had that bonus thing where it's like if you had a series that you uploaded 3 episodes in a month or something like that, you get like $100, $200. And that's where where I started doing Doom Dudes, and I did the first 2 episodes the first month, and then I couldn't get past doing like 3 episodes. So I did the first 2, and then like 3 months later I did the 3rd episode, and then I never made any after that. Like, I just didn't have the drive to.
Probably one of the biggest things was I was probably one of the last in my group of like, I met up with a lot of machinima directors when I first started, like the Ninja Adventures Productions guys.
Yeah.
Like Flab Captain and
Halo 3
Captain Cheesy
porn.
Boo. Yeah, the guys that made Halo 3 porn.
That's my favorite.
And I would talk to them a lot, and then I would make a lot of stuff still, and I'd never got accepted into the program. So I was just kind of the freelance that never really had anywhere to go. And then like it was one of those things where they would accept every one of my like videos that I'd put on through the channel, but they never would contact me. So I was getting really confused because I'd be putting stuff up on their website, and then I could almost count on like 3 days later it going up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I would be like, well, why don't I get into this partner program? And eventually I did after, I think so it would have been like 7 or 8 months since I started that I got in there. And it was pretty cool. That's when I started just making more stuff. And it was a cool feeling to be able to have stuff up on the Machinima channel. I mean, I don't think it was that big at the time, like 100,000 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's huge for back then.
Yeah, back then that was
that's
really
a
big.
collab channel. So.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, going through those years is just a lot of console stuff. Just watching, like, there's the people.
For those who are confused, Halo 3 porn, just search Halo 3 porn Machinima, and you'll probably find something.
Yeah.
Because somebody was like, Halo 3 porn what?
Yeah.
Machinima. It's really funny.
I have a voice in there too.
Which, were you one of the No, you wouldn't.
No,
have
that
been
was
the
Flab. I was the one. Hey, you want to spin this dreidel with me?
Oh, yeah.
That's all I said.
Do you like Halo? Yeah.
Do you like jerking it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
those guys made some really good stuff. I actually got into like a Xbox chat with them like about a year ago, and they were all in college and stuff. And I was just like, "Hey guys,
I'm still doing stuff.
I'm still making stuff."
It's kind of weird. Like those guys, like a lot of that community has kind of gone off and done more so legitimate jobs. There aren't too many around our time specifically that either didn't transition to doing Let's Plays or streaming or something like that.
Yeah. Then they just go back to
People
normal
just,
life.
Fade
So-
out into
And then,
obscurity.
yeah, and then that's when later on, then I'd met up with like some more people. I got a new PC Like it wasn't really too much more capable and stuff, but moved into that like genre. Tried out some of the Team Fortress stuff and got really into just cinematography that you could have more control over everything, which is pretty cool. And I was actually I actually saw the other day one of my friends that I had met up with he was one of the first probably as far as the machinima community. His name was Mr. Duggan, and he did a lot of he was straight into PC stuff off the bat, so he did a lot of Counter-Strike and Half-Life deathmatch stuff. He actually just posted, tweeted at me. I was going to tweet out he had posted a flashback clip where we did this version of we're doing kind of a knockoff version of, if you remember the source mod Todd stuff, like Xanatos.
Oh, I love Xanatos.
Like Xanatos was one of my when I got into PC stuff, Xanatos was the inspiration initially.
I discovered later, but that shit.
Oh, it is amazing. It was amazing. So after I migrated from consoles over to more of the source stuff, Xanatos is who I started watching. Crackbone.
Yeah.
Crackbone was probably
I'm on the roof.
He was the god. He was the god of just because that
they
really
discovered him, right? Just through some
just some
zombie
random zombie panic source
Yeah.
mod. They discovered this weird guy that would just scream, and they captured it, and it was so that was a big inspiration for PC stuff. I never really hammered it down because I guess I didn't have as funny of
Gmod
friends.
Squad.
Yeah. The G-Man squad.
Hey,
they had.
what are you guys doing?
Hey, what are you? That's the actual voice of
Is that
Clanky.
Cranky? Yeah.
Clanky
Oh,
was
man.
inspired by who was it that did it? Was it
Everybody else says
Bulgy?
it's Master Roshi though.
Yeah.
Johan!
No, it was that. What's his name?
They just always call him like.
Can you look that up really quick?
Yeah, I don't know what-
G-Man squad and find Clyde. His name was Clyde. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Clyde.
I'm on Xanatos' channel right now.
That stuff.
And
that stuff
Xanatos
is
added me on
so-
LinkedIn not too long ago too.
Did he?
I was gonna.
I think I messaged him not too long
I was
ago.
gonna touch base with
and,
him because it was funny because a lot of people know Dr. Stevie Y, the guy that I used to play with a lot. He's since went into Army Special Forces, and I think he's back going to school now for medical stuff. But he actually lived down he was friends with one of Xanatos' main guys. And they were all from Michigan, so that was kind of a funny random. This is a small world connection that happened. Yeah, there's the G-Man squad. It was just pretty much like an
I just thought it
improv.
was so funny, like the way they did it, I guess, because it's all in game body acting, and
Yeah.
I guess it's really the start of the Gary's mod Machinimas, really, because it's kind of the same thing. Where it's
Yeah. No, it was in Gmod, but
Which one's Clyde?
Clyde is he's the old scientist guy. I don't know if he comes in at this point. I think he's a little bit later. You can just skip forward. He's the guy in the lab coat.
Yeah.
No, not that one. He's a playable
Clyde's
character.
dead!
He would
They're
just the
running
stuff.
through, the map
They
at this
just kind of
point,
go
right?
through the map and they're just yelling at each other and screaming and getting destroyed. It was just I don't know, it's just so simple,
it?
but oh yeah, that's him right there.
Is he talking?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
let's
his
see
subtitles.
Train you, my
Hey,
Jerry.
get out!
Uh-oh. You're running around. The language back in the day.
Now you know where I got it.
I'm just trying to do my gerb.
Now you know where I got started on saying stuff like that when I was early days.
Jordan was a foul-mouthed little
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just waiting
Clyde.
for people to bring stuff up that I might have said 7 years ago, which people have been doing anyway lately.
Yeah.
But just to be like,
Oh
wow,
yeah,
did you
people
really
plenty of people
did
go
you
back
really
and
say
find
that? Yes.
Yes, that's
I
the
really said
model
that.
for Kleiner, but it's
really
but that
did say
his name was
that.
Clyde. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I never
yeah,
said
Xanatos
anything too
stuff.
terrible. I mean, I guess the first Avatar video
I had
is
a
the best,
Mission
but-
Craft episode where the whole episode was explaining the term faggot.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, well, we don't really mean it like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the start
I think
of
I think
you
it
guys
went
really shouldn't
through
say
that.
it.
It went through that whole whole shift in being more careful about being politically correct. Not that a lot of people they don't use that as a derogatory term. It's more so they just use it as something else to call people.
When I did Sanity the last 2 seasons, it was off limit. Everything was off. Well, not off limits. I guess there's no limits to what can be said on Sanity. So that was my. I'm gonna do extreme humor.
Your outlet.
And we're gonna just let it go.
Let it
So,
go.
Yeah, I forgot the
Exactly.
lyrics to that, but I was gonna do some
Let it
alternative.
go.
Not gonna take it anymore.
So
Yeah,
I was at.
something like that.
So I just got into the PC stuff, Thanatos, all that. Got more into trying to try out different engines on PC games because that was like once I had seen like a lot of the stuff like Sergeant Pedrino and Connery Kapler did in Call of Duty. They went through, they did really complicated looking stuff in Call of Duty, and I was like, wow, that's insane. How do I do that? So I got into a lot of stuff and then did the Half-Life stuff, and I got really into Team Fortress 2, played that a lot. I mean, as you can see on my Steam profile, like 800 hours or something like that. But going through that phase, made more and more series. I mean, that was my thing, just making series, and if they didn't catch on, I just gave up. And and then that's when I got into Unreal Engine. And, I was a big Mass Effect fan at that point. I'd play a lot of Mass Effect and wanting to be able to get into that. And I went through and just did all this research and finally figured out how to rip the assets out of the games and then put them all back together in UDK. And then being able to construct sets and do all that
Like
stuff.
your amazing fucking one where the astronaut has a dance off because his dad.
Dance Retribution.
Dance Dance Retribution is honestly my favorite and will always be my favorite machinima I've ever made. And
Dad, why do I have to wear this spacesuit?
it was me,
Shut
Max,
up,
and
son.
Lyle. Me, Max, and Lyle
for you,
teamed
Dad.
up for a
Yeah,
48-hour
that one
contest.
is amazing.
And we built that in 48 hours. Like they were doing the voices. I did all the set build. I had built that set out already, so I just used it. For some reason, I just enjoyed making clubs in UDK with the Mass Effect assets. I don't know
wish I could
why.
go to a club.
It's just like, oh, this would be a cool place to chill, I guess. But yeah, just going together and making all that. I don't know.
That's kind
my
of
thought
depressed.
process.
How old are you at the time?
I don't know, like 16, 17
It's a good
or
experience.
something
It's just
that.
like you laying down the.
It's just the way he said it. Like
the
he's,
sound
he's,
designing.
He's
like
building
it's,
a virtual club.
I was
Like
It's
building-
good practice.
I
It's
wish I could go
practice
to a
for
club.
future.
'Cause
Like,
I'd play WoW and I'd hang around with friends in town when I was 17 for the experience.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be kind of cool to hang out in a place like this with
cool
friends.
town.
But,
But
I mean, I had people
always-
actually
was
talk
like,
to that lived somewhere else, but you're just like building the set. You're like, that'd be a cool place.
Well, I
We'll put
mean,
some
I'd
people
like
here.
to. I'd like to
talk
build
this
this.
guy.
I'd like to talk to this
She's
guy.
hot.
I really liked waterfalls inside. I always thought that was a cool thing. So I put like water features all around it.
You
and
grew
it
up
just-
like in an abusive home, and you had to like build your set where you'd rather be. That's anywhere
I just sit
else.
there and cry as the camera flies around.
You like make AIs that interact with you and talk to you and shit.
I love you, Jordan.
Yeah, woo, like dancing to the partying in the club. Hey,
Yeah.
looking how's it going? You are very attractive, Jordan. Oh, thank you.
That's
Thank
why
you.
you get the motion,
That's why he was so
detecting stuff.
snobby. He was getting all the girls at his virtual club.
Yeah, I was a big hit in my virtual club. But yeah, I made stuff like that. It was cool because I was very snobby about that because I would
I
not.
can make the best sense.
I would not let anyone have my method.
Oh
'cause
shit! You wouldn't let me yab the fucking models for Unreal either.
because I did not like people because I felt like I owned the fact that I put all those back together. Like I went through and I created all these assets because I had to break down everything. Like it would come apart in like models, textures, all the different kinds of materials that you'd have to put back together in a certain way to put on the characters and then put them all together in these packages. And I didn't want anyone else to have the ability to do that.
I can understand that to a
Because
certain
I
extent.
I went through so much, and the fact that I like figured out I went through and figured out all this stuff that if you go on and look through UDK documentation today, it's all explained. I had to go through and learn trial and error everything going up to like facial rigging, like facial expressions, the phenoms, like just. It was insane the amount of stuff that I just did by trial and error, and then I got so mad when all this documentation started coming out. And I was like, I had to sit there for weeks and learn how to put that together. and
How
how
dare
people-
they explain their
Jordan,
technology?
Just think though, because of you, that's why I stopped doing Unreal Engine.
Good.
You were actually the reason why I was like,
Because you
fuck
wanted
it.
to mooch.
I didn't
That's
mooch.
why
I learned
you
for a
wanted
week.
to
I
mooch.
watched video what the fuck on how to do it. I learned all of the video shit. I could do the video shit in UDK, whatever. I could do that. So I was like, cool. That's like a big asset to have, right? All I need now is fucking models. And I was like, Jordan, can I have like a few? Because I know you did Gears ones. Like, can I have like a few Gears of War ones just to mess around with? And it was just like,
That could have brought on a whole new wave of Gears Machinima
yeah,
from
that
Dex.
was what I was thinking. And then he was like,
No.
no.
You know what? The thing was, I talked to Dex, and I could hear in his voice he really didn't care. He didn't care enough.
It was through text.
He really didn't care enough.
It was typing.
hear it in his voice.
So that's a lot of.
I could
that's
see it. I
bollocks
could
right
see
there.
it in the words that he really didn't have the drive to be able to use those
I
models.
spent a week
and
learning
he would have
it.
just given them
Like I
away.
said, we were all assholes back then.
Yeah. But okay, so speaking of the Gears models, that's when I had created Reprisal, the first episode of Reprisal and stuff. Or wait, no, I'd done that when I had left out for Colorado. So before that, I had the duo group knew my skills in UDK, and I teamed up with Dave Tyner, who had also done some Gears stuff, and he and I worked together to create. There's a Gears of War trailer called I guess it's just What Have I Become. It's the Johnny Cash cover of What Have I Become.
That's where I saw the video, and I was like, oh, he's got the models.
So I
Oh,
like
the Gears
spent
of
a
War one?
good
Yeah.
chunk of time putting that together for the Gears 3 trailer, and that was like my first really big project, and I think I was paid too. That was the first time I got paid for like a freelance operation other than the Machinima project. So that happened. And that's when I moved out to Colorado, and I just kind of kept on the UDK stuff, learning that. And then at that point, I had just gotten it. That's when the gameplay thing started up. So I think the last big project I did was when I went out to LA to live for 2 months and work on that. It was with Connery Kapler, the guy I had like seen a lot of Call of Duty stuff, was to work on that big Call of Duty Machinima project.
Oh,
I have
didn't
that-
really
I
work out, did it? Right?
No, it didn't.
There was a big whole thing around. You guys posted the Gears
Yes.
of War, What Have I Become thing, and then you guys had to take it down because of like a rights thing to just the logo and everything.
I think Epic asked them to just throw in a quick disclaimer at the end. So Graham took it down, and it got
Ripped
reposted
and reposted.
from Game Trailer, because they were good friends with the guys at Game Trailer,
Yes.
so they had it for exclusivity where they threw it up there and it was on the front page and all that. And then the kid that ripped it off of Game Trailers and put it on YouTube
Blew up.
that's the one that blew up and got posted all over Kotaku and like all the big sites and stuff.
Okay, so Gears of War, What Have I Become on the Duo Group's channel, YouTube channel, 85,000 views. Cody is a player on YouTube.
the rest of my
Gears
life.
of War 3, What Have I Become HD, 686,000
Who
views.
is Cody as a player?
The kid
Some
that
kid who
ripped
ripped it
up
and
there.
put it on
That's the
his
kid.
channel.
Wow.
Yep.
To every dumbass saying I stole this and don't have permission to have it up and everything, proof that I have permission and was what? What is this? Wait, I want to read this.
I think it was
What
like
proof does he fucking have? Oh, there's big annotations. This is not Gears of War 3. It's unofficial trailer that was not made by Epic. Not okay. Hold on.
You say credit them like that's the duo.
Oh yeah, but after everybody complained, it has 117 dislikes. Okay. That I don't have proof to have it up and everything. Proof that I have permission and was never threatened in any way. Here's a photo bucket link that leading to proof.png.
Proof.png.
Okay,
It's probably Graham
the
on
duo-
the that's
the
probably
duo
them saying
group
like
request.
just please.
Hey Cody, I'm okay with you having our video uploaded. However, would you please note that we created the video when you have it automatically pause and add a link to our YouTube page as well at the time. Oh, that's when you could do the timed pause.
Yeah.
Can you still do that?
I have no
I don't think you
idea.
can.
I don't think so.
I appreciate it, Graham, the duo group.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, we were pretty upset about that because I'd spent so much time working on
Did
that.
he cut out the credits? No, he still. has the
No,
credits
he
in
just
there.
put
I've
the
had that
whole
happen
thing on
before. Someone did a Sanity thing. It was like a game called like HOTS. Is it HOTS? No. The fuck is it? Some like MOBA or something game. I don't know. What the fuck is it called? I have no idea. But someone literally did a Sanity thing of that. And I'm not even joking. Every single joke in that thing is stolen from Sanity. Every single one. Like obviously the guy voiced it himself and did everything, but every joke is the exact same. Like even the lines and the delivery and everything. It's like, what the fuck? I remember like leaving a comment like, what the fuck? This is literally like this is literally the same thing, just in a stupid game, but with your voice and saying you created it.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. I only got like 60,000 views or something, but it was just like, the fuck.
That used to be a pretty big thing where people would rip Machinima videos or videos off of my
No,
channel.
but it wasn't like the audio.
I know, I understand. I was just
Oh,
segueing
okay.
a little bit, but like that was a big prevalent thing. People ripping shit and making it their own, and that there is that chance where it could potentially go viral or do really well, and it's like, but I made it.
Like
But
when
that's how-
someone used the word creature in a video and it got 200,000 views.
Unless the video is just so good.
It's true, but I mean that was his own original creation. Anyway,
Did that have Octane voice acting? That's right. Higher
I don't even know
Octane.
what that is.
I found out about how it should have ended from a video that was ripped from from Daniel's website and put onto Google Video, and I found out about it. Went to that website, became part of the community, and I've known Daniel for like longer than I've known any of you guys. So sometimes it can be a happy accident.
Fuck that.
I remember watching this Machinima video where it was like from the Dark Knight type of trailer. Well, it was part of the movie, but it was. I guess this kid made the video, like a real life video for this kid, but it was pretty much like, Batman's like, where is he?
Yeah.
And the Joker's like, I'll tell you. And he just kept punching him. And it was like the Halo machinima of it. And I was like, this is really fucking funny. But what the guy did was like, he ripped the audio and just put it in Halo. And so I didn't realize that there was an original. But then I watched the original. I'm like, I like the Halo one better.
Yeah.
Because the original one was like home movie-esque.
Yeah.
And like the two combined, I was like, now this is like really good. Like I just kept, I'm like, why? Oh, I get it. So I thought that was like really funny when.
I think when Das Bullshit, who does the Gmod Idiot boxes,
Yeah.
he uses audio from movies and stuff like that.
Music.
The first time I had ever seen a Balloon Shop video was because of them, because they used that.
Balloon Shop.
They used the "Hey Alex," every time I roll up into a ball, I look like a hush puppy or whatever. Like, what do you want there, Rick? Like that guy. Like he had used the audio for that and made it in Gmod, and so that was the first instance I had ever seen of a
Balloon
Balloon
Shop.
Shop video.
Yeah.
And so I eventually went to Balloon Shop because he linked it. He
Balloon
sourced
Shot,
it.
like Olin and
Skinny
what's his
guy.
name? Skinny Guy made a video recently.
Did they?
Yeah. It's called Family Pizza or something like that.
I know who they
I
are.
saw the skinny guy in something recently, and I was like, "Oh wait, shit, that's the guy from Balloon Shop."
Yeah, it
Who
was
are they?
pretty good.
I've never heard of them.
Balloon
It's
Shop.
just a
They do
trio of
random
a bunch of
things.
random things they would make, and they're pretty good. Like it was good.
Gosh,
It was good. And then Olin Rogers is the only one that's kind of moved on.
he's a
from that.
meme master now.
He
He's
makes a
on.
bunch of-
He's like Alex.
Does anyone remember Ask a Ninja?
Yep.
Hey, Ninja.
I am Ninja. He is
That was
Ninja,
that was
we
pretty
are
much when I used to
Ninja
actually
too.
watch YouTube.
My friend's dad was telling me to watch it. He'd be like, hey, check this out. He had like an iPhone 4 at the time. He's like, check this video out. It's like, I am Ninja. And he's like making me watch it. And I'm like, that's pretty good. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? And, like, this guy's like showing me like YouTube
old.
videos.
Yeah, like I remember when I started YouTube. I
3 weeks
I
ago.
started it when porn was even on. That's how early it was when I started YouTube. Like
Porn was on?
you could watch
When they
porn
were
on
allowed,
YouTube.
yeah.
Because people would upload porn,
Thomas.
but by the time the mods could delete it, it would take a while. So like I used to use that to wank or whatever. I wouldn't even look. I wouldn't have to go on like type in tits or whatever. I could just go on YouTube. There'll be some clips on it.
Ew. This is weird seeing them together.
Yeah, I know.
Owen and Thomas, or I guess my.
Oh yeah, his name's Thomas, isn't it?
Maybe he's a part of a 1-year collab with my buddy Thomas.
And Smosh were like the only ones on there. That's why they're so big. They were the first ones.
Maybe someone in chat can help me with this. There was a channel, and I've been struggling to find it. It's like one of those things where you think of it and you try to look for it. And I've had multiple days, if not at this point, maybe years, that I've kept on the same thought. This channel was kind of popular, and they did really weird skits where they used effects and stuff, but they had a really popular one where they did like an internet song, and it was about the internet, but it was like very old. So it was like the old internet, like they're the old memes, like they're like WoW memes and stuff in it. Anyway, they're the internet song, and they were all dressed up as villagers. Like if anyone can remember the name of this channel, I would really like to get pinged by it, because it's similar to like the Balloon Shop comedy where it's like this random ass, but it was just so fucking far out there and stupid that I kept cracking up at the jokes, and I'm like, I sat down like a while ago and I was like, oh, I want to look them up. I couldn't remember the name, and I typed in like internet song, and it was like just so many fucking other things that pop up. Like I can't.
Internet is for porn.
Well, yeah, I mean you get that one.
You get that one.
Yeah.
But now the newer one is like
Avenue
the whole
Q.
meme song where they have like they play all the memes ever in like their
Alex is
guitar one.
describing like so many videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
Soup
MySpace the movie. That was like the
Soup
most
poop.
viewed shit for a while, wasn't it?
MySpace.
MySpace the movie. I always remember that. I remember MySpace was a thing.
You
Jesus.
weren't saying Weezer.
Isn't that like a band?
Yeah. Apparently it's
What the
Weezer.
fuck?
Everybody's saying Weezer. I said I miss Homestar Runner.
Everyone's just saying Weezer.
Homestar Runner came back for April Fool's Day. I loved it.
Remember Chocolate Rain? Chocolate Rain. Chocolate Rain. Remember that, Dan?
Oh, yeah, that was what's his name?
Jordan
Taze on
told me the other night when we were
Taze on Day.
in the taxi, whatever. He told me he's never seen Chocolate Rain,
What the fuck am I looking at Weezer
like
for?
ever.
Day. I'm getting a lot of Weezer songs. You've never seen Chocolate Rain?
Or-
Apparently, he's never seen Chocolate Rain. What the
That's
fuck?
alright. It's not that huge.
It's horrible, but like,
Yeah, I didn't
Wait,
know.
did you guys see the video where he did the live stream for TF2?
Oh yeah. Well,
who?
no.
Taze on Day.
Was that legit? That
Yeah,
one
that
that
was
you had
him.
linked?
That was him. He just fucked up.
Like he starts doing his intro, and then it starts looping after the first like 30 seconds, and so it's playing what he's saying now on top of what he said before, and then he's like, "Oh wait, something's wrong with the audio." Checks it. Okay, guys, it should be fine, and it just keeps looping, and it gets louder and louder and louder. I was like,
Wait, who is this? Taze on Day.
yeah,
Oh my god, I want to find that.
it was something.
Sounds pretty
Alex
good.
had linked it.
Okay, I would
chat
know
one
the
of
band
these.
Weezer. I think they're thinking of a music video, but I'm talking about
Okay.
a channel.
Weezer Pork and Beans.
Yeah,
I liked Weezer's new
What
song.
is that? What is
Okay,
that?
well, that's. I think one person said Weezer, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, Weezer, I know Weezer."
Yeah, I know Weezer.
Yeah, that's what it
okay,
seems
like-
like.
I'm talking about this old comedy channel where these two dudes would make weird skits. And that's-
Oh, fuck! Did they do? Did they do?
They had one where they rented a church for a day and they put a green screen up and they had like this weird ass music video in it.
Might
That's
have
pretty
maybe
good.
someone else. But there was one guy who's what they called. Fuck my life. They were really big at one point, and then they just disappeared. But they were like, nobody's watching. Does anyone remember that? They were like really big for a while. They did a bunch of shit. And there were two guys. It could have been them.
Okay, it's not Smosh.
Smosh. Is it Smosh?
Is it
Then
Smosh?
Dex is just like Smosh, Smosh, Smosh.
Smosh.
Yeah, no, that
Speaking
Taze on
of
Dude
people
is
who
pretty
like
good.
to rip videos and don't credit,
Huh?
Smosh.
Oh yeah.
They've done that a couple times to us where
Yeah,
they've
twice now. I was
used
in
our
there-
videos.
I was in their Counter
And
Strike
they
on
have
the
not
trailers
referenced-
thing.
It's not really them. It's their internet team that does the research and is like, this is a good video. Let's put it on a website and say it's everyone go watch it. But
3
not
years
watch it.
ago, they used part of the Dancing Bane video and talked about it and never credited it. Like they talked about a different Bane video, but they used me dancing at one point for it.
It's
They
just
didn't
hard
reference
work
it.
crediting someone for something funny. I'd rather just rip it and never tell anyone
I used to
where
really
it
like
came
them
from.
when I first started YouTube. and
I
they
mean,
had
even
Boxman.
Ray
I
William
used
Johnson
to
would
like
credit
Smash as
people.
well.
Boxman was the best one.
I outgrew them at some point. What were you saying?
I said even Ray William Johnson would credit the videos.
That's what would
Would he?
make them kind of more.
Yeah,
I only
in
watched
the
like, one thing
description,
of them.
like he'd put
Oh.
the originals.
I found that Taze on Day video.
Well,
Well, we're almost 3 hours into this.
That's
It's
been
not-
a long
It's
talk,
not
isn't it?
Vanos, guys. It's not Robaz.
It's been a long ass talk.
Robaz, King of Sweden.
man, I'm gonna go and like.
Weezer Chocolate Rain
Talk,
featuring
I'm gonna
Taze
go
on
hit
Day.
up Xanatos after this and be like, "Hey,
Do it.
Thank you.
Xanato, who was here? I
I
recognize
want
his
to fly
name.
out here and."
He did a lot of like. Do you remember G-Man Squad?
Never saw it.
Do you know Crackbone? Okay, then you would probably don't.
them
I
brain
recognize the
dogs.
name.
Them brain
Let's
dogs.
bring
Got
out
them brain
Ross
dogs.
Scott, Jordan.
Ross Scott, Freeman's Mind. He was quite.
Now,
the-
how about Ross Black Dragon?
I don't know what that is.
No wonder.
What is the Taze on Day video? He did just Taze on Day.
Ross Black
He
Dragon.
played Team
It's
Fortress 2.
called Taze on Day plays Team Fortress 2 by something else, and and they link his Twitch in the
Yeah, he
description.
pretty much did a video where he started and then he forgot that he had like his audio in the background,
So
so
it
it
had
just
like
kept,
a secondary.
it
It would have
loops.
been like both.
It's
it would have
8
been like
minutes
both
of.
them.
well, yeah, because it loops, and
Yeah.
then the loop catches up in his stream, and then it loops again, and then the loop catches up in the fourth one, and just
What
keeps.
the fuck? He started doing game stuff now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Everyone.
as
did.
any
I mean, yeah, I was about
old
to say
school
every
YouTube
single
vlogger
person.
has done some sort of video game thing.
Wow.
Shay Carl ever do a video game thing?
huh?
Shay Carl ever do a video
Shay
game
Carl.
Shay Games.
He
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Search it really quick and see.
maybe his kids. Maybe he's training them to be like
Take
YouTubers.
boys and girls. I don't know how many kids he has.
Shay Tart's games. I'm searching it.
Is he still like as popular, or
I used to watch him a fair bit.
hey, what's going on?
I've never watched it.
I nothing's coming up off the thing. Oh, he looks scary in that thumbnail. I watched him when he was still big though, and then I stopped
is
watching
that, is
it. Now
that
it's
Toby
surprising.
Turner guy still pretty big?
Toby Turner.
Tobuscus.
Yeah,
Is that his name, Tobuscus? Because I remember he was everywhere at one point, and I just haven't heard of him like forever.
Yeah, I don't know what he does. I think he does like actual like Hollywood.
Yeah,
stuff
usually
now.
what happens is when they get big enough, they'll get a Hollywood deal and then they'll stop YouTube almost completely and then just go and do that because the money's better.
He was like,
because like if you think of
fucking
like
insane.
Fred and all them, like they do it and then all of a sudden it's like Nickelodeon.
He was like mental. Like he was like too happy.
Holy crap!
You know what I mean?
I mean, he did like his. I don't know if you ever seen like his vlogs.
I saw
but-
one. He's like something like he puts his finger on it or something. And then he's like, hello. And
Well, he had like a few where he had just his iPhone, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm like in a movie set. It's like it's really busy right now. Sorry, I haven't been uploading." Like he was pretty casual on that.
really?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's like actually no.
But he was
forget it.
around
It's like-
people, so maybe he was just embarrassed of his personality. So he's just
No,
like,
he did a lot
"Yeah."
of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff with him in public where he's like, I mean, I guess it's not people
Well,
he works
that's
with,
like
but
public. But
Yeah,
you're just
yeah,
sitting there
yeah.
like, I've done this thing. Okay, well, I had an instance in the dog park the other day where I was walking my dog and like I wanted to do like an Instagram video, and so I was doing this thing, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" or whatever, and this guy
someone walks by, and then you're like,
and he's just like watching me because he had his dog, and then my dog's like, "Oh, look at the dog," so she pulled, and then like I'm sitting there, how's it going? No, bad dog, and I'm like pulling my dog with my fucking phone out, like I feel like such a fucking idiot, just like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
Yeah,
Here
like,
to,
yeah.
you know,
I
so-
wouldn't want to be like a fucking like Viner or whatever. Those people are just like, well, Vine's just AIDS in general. So, but like, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like the whole Vine thing is like I hate when you're doing that in public. You know, you put other people into it, and they're just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
Yeah.
that always like makes me cringe.
I don't know, but he was very mental. I find most like really popular YouTubers are really like crazy. If you notice, like they're really loud and they're like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Play games." Like it's a bit too much.
in videos.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's
But
why.
that's what
why it annoys
apparently
me
is what
because
people
I
like to see.
I'd
They're
rather-
like,
I'd-
wow, this guy's quirky.
I would rather watch
it's
someone
usually
more
like
genuine,
a younger
though.
audience though.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd rather
you-
watch someone genuine.
Dude,
you know?
what, did you ever watch SpongeBob as a kid?
Yeah.
SpongeBob's pretty over the top. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Krabs? Gary, like it's really over the top.
Episode of SpongeBob.
So I'm
If you're-
saying
if
these
you're,
guys are like
doing
cartoons.
Minecraft, and you're like, "Hey, what's going on, everyone? Playing some Minecraft." Of course, you're gonna like that as a kid. Like, I know a few really young kids, like 7, 8-year-olds, that watch YouTube. So it's like, what do they watch? Are they gonna watch someone that's like, "What's going on, everyone? We're here with a game." Like,
We're gonna be reviewing this game.
Yeah, to be
today.
fair, that, like I
Do you know
can't,
what I
I can't imagine an 8-year-old watching me and being like, "Oh boy," 'cause I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm playing." Obviously, I'm a bit more energetic when I'm recording because I'm just in the mood.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. I feel like some of these guys do like crack or something before they begin. Like they're just
Well,
like,
They
They
could.
may.
"Okay, hey guys, I'm playing Little Big Planet." Like, can you not? Like, you are not a real person at that point. You're a fucking cartoon.
Yeah,
do
and
it
on
again.
that note,
And also,
Thanks
like,
for joining
and
us.
people who people who are like that are really quiet and shit in person. Have you noticed that?
no, that's what I was saying. In
Like
person, they're
completely
normal.
different, and it annoys me. So I guess we'll end on that note.
I'm quiet. I'm a quiet guy.
Yeah, but you're genuine. You are literally the same as you are in your videos. I
Yeah.
would say. You are literally exactly the same.
Well, anyway,
You
look up,
were
look up
exactly
Crown
the
Damon on
same,
YouTube.
Dan.
Look up Crown Damon on YouTube. Watch what is it called, Jordan? As it were, so it was, or whatever.
So ends this, or
Is this still going?
And so was so ends
And so long
and
lives
so
this.
ends.
I was gonna
So
say,
long
you-
lives this.
Are you gonna?
what should we do?
So long lives this. This is the yeah. Anyway, look that up. So long lives this. It's pretty hilarious. Also watch Mondays.
Just watch all that stuff.
So long. Why didn't it show up? So Mondays showed up, but so long lives this did not.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, there it is.
Bye.
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 Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Wait, is the video up?
Is
What?
the new video
no,
up?
we have to re-render it
What needs re-rendering?
because we had to change. I changed 2 things in it.
Hold
What
on.
was it?
I'm looking.
Is it still streaming?
Yeah.
I'm looking in the thing. It's. Did you guys upload it at any point? Because it's
No,
uploaded.
I'll do it now. I got too caught up in that
Something's
conversation.
processing right now.
Hey, watch the channel.
Oh, we deleted that one.
Keep an eye out for the channel. What?
I'll do
Oh.
it right now.
It's still
I
processing.
deleted one, so.
All right. Well, this is still on here.
Yes, I know. I haven't deleted off of that. I deleted
Okay.
while it's uploading. Okay, well, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good rest of your day. Please.
Bye. Bye.
It's not right in link.